Radio, Sun City Radio, Keta, Saboba FM, Saboba, and A1 Radio, Bolgatanga. Get radio, TV, and online content on the myjoyonline.com interactive app for Android and iOS devices. This morning, scores of illegal miners fear trapped in one of the shafts belonging to AngloGold Obuasi mines. We have details. Also, organized labor braces itself to fight government over the conditions of the IMF program in present Ghana to reduce compensation of public sector employees by more than 300 million cedis.
Government, in its attempt to implement some of these policies that directly impact on labor, to brace itself for some form of tug of war.
Also, in our latest feature story, Joy News reveals how the Sipon Sports Stadium is inching close to becoming a death trap.
Sometimes I feel like we have big men in the region, but it seems nobody cares about the secondary sports stadium.
Prices of petrol and diesel may stay same or go down marginally in the next 15 days, but LPG to witness biggest fall in recent times. We've got details on the Joy Business Report.
And also in this bulletin, former President of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari, next occupation after 8 years as president.
I'm looking forward to tomorrow to fly to my base and go back to my cows and sheep.
I am Amiesi Nyamiche Thompson. Details shortly. This morning, some news coming in. Scores of illegal miners are feared to have been trapped in one of the shafts belonging to AngloGold's Obuasi mines at Ariem in the Obuasi East District of the Ashanti region. The miners entered the underground shaft in search of gold deposits, but were unable to come out after all exit routes were closed. One of the illegal miners said some of his colleagues are unconscious as they have run out of food and water.
We went to the AngloGold site to work. And the place we closed it up, so we are locked at the dam. We cannot get any place to access to come out. We have no access to come out. So I told him, especially the DC and the MC, they must come to our aid because you don't have any place to eat. You don't have any nothing, no work. So that's why we went to that place to get little money to look at our family, to pay some rent and light bill. That's why we went to that. We cannot use gun to go and collect some money, but there's something to do to our family. That's why we can't get to work.
And you heard an illegal miner explain how his colleagues got trapped in an underground shaft belonging to AngloGold mines. And we'll be working down lines to get more on that later in subsequent bulletins. Now, organized labor is bracing itself to fight attempts by government to reduce compensation of public sector employees of more than 300 million cedis. According to government, it is undertaking what it describes as wage moderation to achieve the target. This is contained in the Ghana 3-year program with the International Monetary Fund to achieve fiscal discipline and return the country back to economic growth. Speaking to Joy News, General Secretary of the University of Ghana branch of the University Teachers Association of Ghana, UTAG, Professor Ransford Jampo said they will not accept any condition that will disadvantage their members.
Had agreements with governments that have been signed that would require that this year some salaries will be adjusted. And so what happens to those agreements? So it's so disappointing that the IMF, staffed by officials whose countries are run by small-sized governments, either could not tell us or they failed to tell us that we should respond or respect the call, local call on us that side. They didn't tell us. And in my view, if some of these things are done, they would point to palpable demonstration of sacrifice on the part of the government in its attempt to implement some of these policies that directly impact on labor.
Now, Vice President of the Ghana Medical Association, Dr. Justice Yankson, is demanding a meeting with government to deliberate on plans to reduce public sector emoluments.
Well, I know organized labor is going to have its own engagement on the state of affairs. As to the final outcomes, i.e. whether we'll have a collective position or some strategic segment of labor may have to come out with specific bids. That one, for me, I think it's a bit early. But the long and short is that what I can foresee is that labor, be it at a general level or at the sectorial levels, will state its position on some of these things.
Dr. Justice Yangsin is Vice President of the Ghana Medical Association. The Secondary Sports Stadium Esipong in the Western region is rotting away after government assured that renovation works on the facility were at advanced stages of completion. In 2020, government revealed it will invest over $3 million to complete the first phase of the renovation of the project. In spite of that, the stadium has been left in a deplorable state because it hasn't had any renovation since its completion for the 2008 Africa Cup of Nations. My colleague Samuel Kojo-Brace has been at the facility and has filed this report.
The Speaker, some stadia across the country were renovated in 2021 and at various stages of completion as follows. Esipong Stadium 90% complete, Hephra Stadium 60%.
That was Ghana's Finance Minister, Ken Ofori-Atta, presenting the 2021 budget statement on the floor of Parliament. 2 years after the pronouncement, I have come here today to see if anything has changed. Outside, I noticed that some of the ceilings had completely been ripped off. The few pieces of wood and patches of ceiling that remain are falling off. The state of the restrooms is deteriorating. Nothing appeared to indicate a well-maintained stadium. To put it simply, the entire place is in shambles. Benjamin Abwaji is a sports journalist with Sky Power FM in Takrady. He has been investigating why nothing seemed to be happening here.
Oh, what they told me on that, the contractor left because money was not coming. You get that? And if the money is not coming as it is, you can't spend whilst it's not coming.
Excerpts of a report by Samuel Kojo-Brace. The Conference of Heads of Assisted Senior High Schools, CHAS, has bemoaned reports of misappropriation of funds generated by the Parent Teacher Association Ghana. The association, recognized as an independent body, is not audited internally nor externally. In recent times, there have been concerns about how some members are alleged to be enriching themselves with funds generated by the association. Thus, the Conference of Heads of Assisted Senior High Schools say should come to an end. Here's the Vice Chairman, Paul Kingsley Arthur.
PTA is becoming another source of income to some parents. Because they go to the school, all right, they organize PTA meetings, all right, but the money that they take do not come to the school. Or with the schools that this time PTA is what? It's a separate entity from the school. It's an independent body from the school. So who are you, the headmaster, to ask him or her, where is the money? Where is the project going on? You get it. And that is killing the free SHS system.
Courtrooms across the country are expected to reopen as the Judicial Service Staff Association of Ghana has agreed to suspend its strike for 2 weeks to pave way for negotiations. The decision to embark on the strike was in response to government's failure to address critical matters, including salary review and other present work-related concerns. Now, government says it is hopeful that negotiations will be completed within the 2-week period. Here's Deputy Labour Minister Bright Rekomprobe.
We've been able to broadcast somehow a temporary measure to the whole issue, and we hope that the 2 weeks we've given ourselves will be able to work within, and then calm will be restored on all forever. Because Finance Ministry that is advising the President had indicated that if even they want them to start the negotiation tomorrow, they were ready to do so.
Now, flag bearer hopeful of the governing New Patriotic Party, Dr. Hephra, is challenging the basis of political polls and asking the public not to consider them as gospel truth.
You, as a journalist, you should be questioning the basis of these polls. You just take them as gospel. But you don't even know the statistical significance of them, the population, the sample size, all those things, to be able to intelligently question them. You just take them as, oh, this poll is saying this person is leading, this person is leading. Let them lead, but the delegates have the last word.
And after 8 years in power, Muhammadu Buhari stepped down as president of Nigeria. He handed over power to Bola Tinubu, who took office yesterday and right after flew to his hometown of Dora in the Katsina state, where he will reside following the end of his tenure. So what will the 80-year-old do to keep himself busy?
I'm looking forward to tomorrow to fly to my base and go back to my cows and sheep, which are much easier to control than fellow Nigerians. but I have to reduce their number because I cannot save enough to buy them feeds.
You heard ex-president of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari, ending this morning's bulletin in our top story. Scores of illegal miners feared trapped in one of the shafts belonging to Anglo-Gold Obuasi mines. We'll be bringing you more on that developing story. I am Amiesi Nyamiche Thompson. Business is up next on the Super Morning Show.
You know, Papa, see that? And it's rickety car. Hey, Papa! Bobo, so how's your engine now? It is half man, half amazing. Thanks to Quartz and you can feel better energy. Can't touch this. Actually, guys, so Sancho's engine just died like that? Yes, so somebody managed to convince him that there is a better engine oil than Quartz, and he switched. Sancho Panzapa. Now, which engine oil can be better than Quartz? No other, my guy. Quartz with its age-resistant technology, it keeps your engine younger for longer. Now you know. Have you guys seen the new bottle design? It's superb. Quartz 9000 from Total Energies DA improves fuel efficiency. Why do you think Mr. Mane and Logoso have taken the Quartz Nation Movement World Cup like that? Mr. Mane, sorry. Chairman Mane. Chairman. Hey, Chairman! Quartz. Keep your engine younger for longer.
Okay. If I leave work now, I can beat traffic, get takeaways for dinner with the girls, and be on time to pick up Sam and his mom from the hospital. Proud to belong to ABSA.
We know that life is go, 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 and that it's hard to make time for the things that really count. That's why with ABSA's digital channels, you can bank when, where, and how you want, so you can focus on what or who is important to you. Get things done simply with our digital channels. That's Africanacity, that's ABSA.
Life's battle during retirement are not won by the strongest. Sooner or later, those who win are those who prepare for it. Ensuring your future is your responsibility to your family and loved ones. Progress Trustees, a company that guarantees a cheerful life of retirement for both formal and informal sector workers. The Progress Occupational Pension Scheme, the Progress Provident Fund Scheme, and the Progress Personal Pension Scheme helps you achieve peace of mind during retirement. We also provide administration services for employer-sponsored schemes, including staff welfare schemes seeking to outsource their day-to-day administration of their second-tier occupational pension and third-tier provident fund scheme. Start your journey to envisage quality life during retirement by contacting us on 0504-368-048 on our website www.progresstrusteesgh.com. Progress Trustees, a joyous retirement begins here.
When you are born from Ghanaian soil, you are born rich. Rich in who you are, with natural Guinean richness inspired by Mother Nature herself. Just like our premium water, with natural minerals that create pure premium mineral water, made right here by the same Ghanaian soil that made you. Voltic, own your richness. Voltic, a product of the Coca-Cola Company. This advert is FDA approved.
Charlie, that be the sound you hear when things make hot. I'm sure this is not battery, just cash flow. Laja no day. It is safe to say we are all facing challenging times. We are all wondering how we are going to lighten our financial burdens. Nowhere cool. But don't worry. With a little help from your trusted bank, Societe Generale Ghana, be fine. Societe Generale Ghana is making all its customers happy with the Yatiso Loans promo. In fact, SG Ghana customers and even non-customers who are on the controller and accountant general payroll can enjoy access to our amazing discounted loans. Don't waste time. Get your loan today. Step into a branch or call 0302-214-314 to get the ball rolling. Terms and conditions apply. Remember, promotion ends on 7th August 2023. Societe Generale Ghana. The future is you.
You worry, just be happy. Don't you worry.
However,
don't you worry.
That song today. My eyes literally hurt after what I've seen. This Hotline documentary is hardcore.
Oh, you watched it already?
I watched it last night.
Wow.
A midwife. Well, why am I calling her a midwife? She's not a midwife. She's not. But she has pretended to be one for almost 2 decades.
2 decades.
Yeah.
20 years. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 20.
Actually, I think it's 18 years in total. Almost 2 decades. And this woman, people's lives have passed through her hands. And of course, some of them didn't make it because she's not qualified to do what she's doing.
How?
She's been employed, at least during the time this documentary was made, she was employed by 2 different healthcare providers. 2 different ones. Neither of them were able to determine that this person should not be a midwife.
What was the basis for employing? Like, did they see certificates?
You do listen to the documentary because her employers were questioned too. The thing is just so disturbing. I mean, you listen to this. Listen to this.
I was washing my vagina and I realized that there was something left in my vagina. Yeah, I think it was some of the pad, the fetus pad they used to drain the blood. Yeah, it was left there. And no one told me that. I had not given birth before. I had no idea that I had to take it out when I come home. In the evening, my mom came home and I showed her that you should check. I can feel something in my vagina, but I can't see if you check. So my mom had to check it because she realized that, the fetus pad was there.
She's doing better now, but remains traumatized.
Because I'm very hurt. Maybe I can't watch and say, if someone tell me, Pastor, will go there, I'll tell them, will go there.
Hey.
So like when you give birth, very often you get some tears, and so you have to be sewn up. Okay. Now while they're doing that, there's usually a lot of bleeding.
Yeah.
So they use these pads to soak up the blood while they are sewing you up. This woman left the pads inside the mother.
No, this is not true.
Left the pads inside her. And the worst part is, and it was days later before she noticed it, when there was like a weird smell coming out, right? That's when she noticed it, had her mother take a look, and then they had to, rush to the hospital and get it removed. Now, the worst part is the explanation that this quack midwife gave for leaving the pads in there.
Which is?
Sometimes we deliberately leave pads in there, and then we tell the mothers that when you go and pee, pull it out. Akbafu, my head hurts thinking about it. You have to listen to this dog. We'll play it on Facebook Live as well, so you can watch it. You can watch it. What a human being is doing, and who even sent her? Who told her to go and lie that she's a midwife?
And how come she's been in the system for 18 years?
Hey!
Nobody is doing any appraisal
So
of her
now,
work.
what are we supposed to do now? If we can't rely on those who own and run hospitals to check that they are hiring actual healthcare professionals, do we now have to check everybody's certificate before we let them touch us in a hospital? Is that the point we've got to now? Hey, yeah. You just tune in. This as for this documentary, honestly. I mean, I've seen things, but this is one I wish I could unsee.
I don't know what to say at this point. I'm just baffled.
Yeah, this one. You listen to it. Watch it on Facebook Live. We'll talk later if you are still conscious.
And this is the story of just one person. So imagine the whole 18 years of people who
just listen to the even in this documentary, in this short period of time that the investigation was done, the number of victims. Maiming and killing children with incompetence. All right, okay. The 6 a.m. news was brought to us by Total Energies. Total, we go the extra mile for you. And Absa Bank Ghana Limited, helping you find a way to get things done. Of course, the Joy Business Report comes up now from Akbafu and the team. Thanks to Glyco Life Travel Insurance. Glyco, we cushion you for life.
Hi, good morning. Welcome to the Joy Business Report. Coming up this morning, prices of petrol and diesel may stay same or go down marginally in the next 15 days, but LPG to witness biggest fall in recent times. Also, pressure on Ghana cedi mounts after losing about 9% in value last week. And Institute of Economic Affairs joins calls for government to implement fiscal adjustments proposed by IMF to restore economic stability. Details coming up. All right. Thanks for staying with us. My name is Darryl Kwao. First up, prices of petrol and diesel may stay same or go down marginally in the next 15 days. However, the price of liquefied petroleum gas is expected to witness its biggest fall in recent times. That's forecast by the Institute for Energy Security. According to the research firm, this is influenced largely by the slightly improved value of the Ghana cedi to the dollar during the last 2 weeks. Here's Nana Mwesi, the 7th Executive Director of the IES.
While LPG's price on the world market fell from $453 per metric ton to $427 per metric ton, the liquid fuels saw price increases on same markets. Over the last 2 weeks, gasoline and gas oil price on the foreign markets moved up by 4.2% and 2.7% respectively. The good news is the strong performance of the Ghana cedi against the US dollar over the period is expected to influence domestic pump price positively. While the IES expects LPG's price to fall again, gasoline and gas oil price may of course stay same.
And now we see the 7th Executive Director of the IES. Now, pressure on the Ghana cedi mounted after some sterling performance 2 weeks ago, making it the world's top performing currency during the period. The local currency lost about 9% in value last week to reverse the previous week's gains. Analysts believe the sharp reversal in the cedi's gains stemmed from widespread speculative foreign exchange purchases as the local currency strengthened following the International Monetary Fund deal. However, it is expected that the forex market rates will stabilize around the current levels until the mid-year budget review. So let's take a look at how what's happening on the currency market right now. The dollar going for 11 cedis 75 pesos on the forex or retail market. The pound going for 14 cedis 35 pesos. The euro trading at 12 cedis 40 pesos. The director of the Institute for Economic Research, Dr. John Kwache, has called for government to undertake fiscal adjustment programs to restore economic stability. According to him, debt restructuring without fiscal adjustment will yield little success in achieving economic stability. Dr. Kwache urged the government to work with the advice proposed by the International Monetary Fund by implementing the proposed fiscal reforms.
Because I look at the language that they are using in the communiques that they issue, and they are saying that there should be a combination of fiscal adjustment and debt restructuring to get to the sustainability level. But it looks like our government is not prepared to do much of the fiscal adjustment, which some CSOs and the others, we have made proposals, concrete proposals, but they are putting so much hope on or focus on the debt restructuring and not doing so much on the fiscal adjustment side. So I am not sure, how soon we can get to the sustainability path.
Dr. John Kwache is director of the Institute of Economic Affairs. Now, government is taking some extra measures to limit the amount of debt that can be incurred by any administration. It has therefore proposed a debt target as part of fiscal reforms under the IMF program. Here's George Jaffe with details.
Government in its economic document, the IMF, which has been approved as part of the fund program, is proposing what it calls the debt target. This is part of a broad mechanism to promote fiscal discipline. Government in the document argues that the current laws on how we raise revenue and spend monies will be strengthened with this limit. The debt target will look to control extra budget spending and focus on what it describes the single operational rule. Managers of the economy in the document maintain that they will get the required legal backing for this action by amending the Fiscal Responsibility Act with this debt target initiative. The move, government believes, could prevent the situation where the country's debt might reach unsustainable levels and lead to another debt restructuring program. Government in the document is also proposing to reform the existing Fiscal Advisory Council, which will help play a more active role and assessing the realism of macro-fiscal projections ahead of the budget approval. There are also plans to ensure that all ministries, departments and agencies do their financial reporting and expenditure through the Gift Mix program. The move will help track expenditure of all these institutions. Government is also assuring to publish all fiscal strategy and risk in line with the public financial management regulations.
That was George Affe with that report. Now, the Ghana Union of Traders Association, GUTA, is doubtful it would reduce prices of goods following the lifting of restrictions at the country's borders. According to the association, the high macroeconomic fundamentals are still stifling growth. Hence, any attempt to reduce prices will further worsen their plight. Dr. Joseph Obeng is president of GUTA and has been speaking to Joy Business.
Prices of goods and services are tied up to the economic indicators, exchange rate, interest rate, and the inflation. So if there's no improvement here, then of course we are not going to see any improvement in the prices positively to affect the consuming public. It's as simple as that. So we have to do everything possible to reduce the cost of doing business, and that we don't have to do unnecessary speculation that price is going to go down or up. These are tied up to these indicators that I've mentioned. If inflation is high, if interest rate, cost of borrowing is over 40%, if exchange rate is also high, it's very volatile these days. It goes down and it goes up. There's no stability in there. If there's stability, then of course it will also affect prices positively.
Dr. Joseph Obeng is president of GUTA. You're listening to the Joy Business Report. In other news, ahead of support to the private and financial sectors program at GIZ, Christian Jan wants the capacity of young entrepreneurs to be built vigorously since they're the backbone of Ghana's economy. Speaking at the handing over ceremony of business startup tools to over 400 young entrepreneurs in Sunyani in the Bono-Afo region, Mr. Jan challenged the youth to improve their lives by investing in themselves. The skills training was done in partnership with the Ministry of Employment and Labour Relations.
It is for this reason that we find it very important to invest in building the capacity of young entrepreneurs so that you can start your businesses and expand further to create jobs and employ more people. Investing in yourself is the best investment you will ever make. It will not only improve your life, it will improve the lives of all those around you.
Christian Jan, head of support to the private and financial sectors program at GIZ, speaking in the Bono region. Now, civil society group Action Aid Ghana is leading a nationwide campaign to ensure that women in agribusiness earn a decent living and proper social security for themselves. The move is part of its decent work principles, which were adopted by Action Aid Global. Speaking at a media engagement, head of communications at Action Aid Ghana, Esther Hinewa Brown, called for enhanced policies to ensure that women in agribusiness benefit more from social interventions.
Unfortunately, the vulnerable people in the communities who are supposed to be the beneficiaries of these social protection schemes are not the ones receiving the social protection schemes. Unfortunately, it is those who are politically connected in these communities who are the ones accessing these social protection schemes. And so it means that there's a problem in terms of the targets, in terms of the beneficiaries, because at the end of the day, the policy, the social protection policies gives the right direction as to who should be the beneficiaries of these social protection schemes. So our call is for the Ministry of Gender and Social Protection, Children and Social Protection, to run an impact assessment or to run a beneficiary assessment. Who are the people receiving these social protection schemes?
Esther Hinewa Brown there, head of communications at Action Aid Ghana. Next, Investor Eye. Today we bring you some measures to take to protect colleagues at the workplace after clicking suspicious investment links. Listen to Joseph Kokwe, who is lead in charge of cybersecurity at the E-Crime Bureau.
Right, so in a corporate WhatsApp group or in a corporate setting, once you detect that you've done something, like you've clicked the link, you've interacted with the link, you went to the site, you thought you were supposed to fill in some details, you started filling. The best thing you can do at that point is to report, right? So to report, if you're in a corporate WhatsApp group or a group, you report to the administrator that, look, it is possible that my account may be compromised. So on that perspective, what the administrator may likely do is that because your account may be compromised, and compromise can sometimes spread from person to person, they may disable your account temporarily.
until they figure out what is happening. But I think reporting is the most important thing. I think most people, and from what we are observing at e-crime here, the reporting is really a big problem for most organizations and even on a personal level.
All right, do make a date for another episode of Investor Eye on Thursday on the Joy Business Report on the Super Morning Show. A reminder of our top story this morning: prices of petrol and diesel may stay same or go down marginally in the next 15 days. LPG expected to witness its biggest fall in recent times. As we wrap up the commodity market update, crude oil trading this morning at $76 a barrel. Gold lost more than $10 trading this morning at $1,932 an ounce. Cocoa trading at $2,991 a ton after losing $26. More news on our website, myjoyonline.com/business. My name is Darryl Kwao. Thanks for listening. The Super Morning Show continues with Kojang Sin. Don't go anywhere.
Yeah, today, dear. Don't miss this Hotline documentary.
Yeah,
we can all see ourselves in a potential situation like this.
Yeah.
Okay, we've all been at the mercy of medical professionals.
No one begging for this.
Yeah, look, we've all been at the mercy of medical professionals. We don't have a choice. If you're not well, you have to go to the place where you believe people are trained to solve the problem.
Mm-hmm.
But how trained are they?
How trained are they?
And you see, the thing is, you would have imagined that an institution like a hospital there, you can trust them to only employ those qualified to look after, sick people.
It still beats me how people like that are able to, maneuver like they're in the system and nobody spots them.
But it just means that as a people, we really don't value human life. We don't. Otherwise, why would you knowingly employ someone who has no evidence of their qualification? Now the woman doesn't have the qualification, so how did they employ her?
Wow.
How did they employ her? Right? So you ask yourself, do we value human life? Do we think people, like, there is value to us?
Critical question.
Anyway.
This sort of spoils my mood this morning because, I was having a good day till I heard about this.
I sincerely apologize. But you know what? Sometimes we have to have down days like this so that we can take a look at ourselves as people.
Yeah.
And decide, who are we? What kind of people are we? What kind of people are we? That this person could have survived for 18 years. Do you know the number of times that her incompetence must have been ignored in order for her to survive in the system for 18 years? Do you know how many of her own patients must have felt there's something wrong but not done anything about it, not reported it?
I'm sure that victim reported it.
That's why we have this documentary. Several victims reported it. But I'm thinking about those who didn't throughout her 18-year career.
Yeah, and I was also making a point that if she reported it and the health facility didn't take action, it makes you also wonder.
Indeed. You just listen today, but let's take advantage of how depressed this makes us feel, to take a look in the mirror. Because there's something wrong with us.
There's something definitely wrong with us.
Well, our inspirational song puts it quite aptly. It's of course the king of pop, the legend Michael Jackson, Man in the Mirror.
Super Hits Radio. Joy 99.7.
time to take a look in the mirror. And listen, you cannot miss today's Hotline documentary. All the details of this horrifying ordeal that many people have been put through by this quack midwife will be revealed to you. You'll find out everything, including the hospitals where she worked. All right, so that was our inspirational song, Man in the Mirror, Michael Jackson, brought to you by Duraplas Ghana Limited, producers of quality PVC pipes, and Water Tank, where Duraplas goes, water flows. Hi, Ray. How you doing?
Oh, by God's grace, I'm doing very, very well.
Well, let's get into our Drive Safe campaign brought to us by Joy News and the Multimedia Group, supported by Toyota Superior Quality. So avoid all distractions, keep both eyes on the road and hands on the steering wheel, be visible, drive with your lights on at night, and that's how you drive safe.
Now, this is how you say it right, brought to you by Kingdom Books. At Kingdom, quality and affordability are their hallmarks. It's also brought to you by SG Bank Ghana. The future is you.
Something must be done.
You say either, I say either.
Today, by popular request, I want us to spend a little time on singular and plural. I know it can be quite a minefield, but it needn't be. Some words are exactly the same in the singular as they are in the plural form, like arsenal. I often hear people add an unnecessary S when they want to say the plural of arsenal, but arsenals is not an English word. The plural form of arsenal is arsenal. This is quite a common mistake I've heard people make with other words. It's equipment, not equipments. Furniture, not furnitures. Stationery, not stationaries. Infrastructure, not infrastructures. Expenditure, not expenditures. Yeah, I know you get the picture now. So we can now all say it right and improve our vocabulary, not vocabularies. There you go. All right, let's get into the news review brought to you by First Atlantic Bank. Refreshingly different.
Right, so let's get into the papers.
Now, the Finder is reporting this morning that after terminating PDS concession contract in 2019, IMF deal sets ECG up for another concession. That's what's being reported here, and it's the biggest story in there. So the Finder is actually saying that what they have gleaned from the report is that, yes, there's an indication that a certain private sector participation, there's a small part of it that indicates a bit of private sector participation. ECG stroke PSP arrangement is likely to come into place. What I do know is that there have been some conversation. The conversation is tilting towards a section of ECG, especially the money collection part, being farmed off to private unit to deal with that, separate from the other things that the ECG is supposed to do, because that has been problematic over a very long period of time. We just see how, if that would make the ECG, because if you read sections of that IMF deal, government is particularly concerned about reforming the energy sector, and the debt in that sector appears to be very worrying to the state. So
the idea is to make operations more efficient, and I know that management of ECG is already open to the idea of bringing in expertise to do that. You've talked about collections, when it comes to metering and some of these things that require quick turnaround because of the financial, implications, so that their revenue doesn't slip. I know that they are already very interested in doing things like that. So I guess, great minds think alike.
Well, so that's, we should be getting more details from some of these things pretty soon. But now the Finder is also reporting that shareholders commend Access Bank's performance at this 15th AGM, and I'm best positioned to lead the MPP to break the 8. This is Wata, Workaholic Akoto, topping all. He's the one giving the indication. And
so who came up with that abbreviation?
Water. Yeah, but he's workaholic. He tops all.
No, I'm not asking what it means. I said who came up with it.
I have no idea.
Because of all the things.
Well, now, today the signal will be signaling. I understand that the vice president Yes, of course, people will be picking the form to contest the election on his behalf. So if you have seen something that looks like some signal strength with blue and red in that signal, people putting that on their status on social media, that is what they are indicating. So if you want to know who supports the vice president, it's one indication.
When you see signal strength.
Yeah, signal strength. Yeah, with NPP colors, you just know that
option.
Yes, you just know that yes, that person supports the vice president. Now, the finder is also reporting your men have been very effective. That's the Dagbonova telling the IGP, and lawsuit hits petroleum hub project, and that's also the front page of the finder this morning, Winston.
Right, so let's get to the daily guide for this morning, and it says, going to IMF painful, Akufo-Addo. Okay. Minority, no vote on Tokono immaterial. That's according to Joe Osei. And Ghana ambulance in Dubai claim falls. Bola Tinubu sworn in as Nigerian president. And JUSAG calls off strike. That's the Judicial Service Staff Association of Ghana calling off their strike action. Back page, Pochettino takes over Chelsea. Napoli boss quits despite title win, and Kempon supports Bamed again, and Memory Lane PG attorney rocks Royal Golf Club.
Now, the Daily Graphic is reporting this morning, persisting partisan election of MMDC's Dr. Mensah to government, and Ghana ranked 7th in UN peacekeeping operations, and by-election is okay. So they are saying North is just apparently the MPP and the NDC are already on the ground doing very active work, preparing for a certain by-election. Let the flow be free. Association advocates end to period poverty. And that's on the front page of the Daily Graphic too. The very last story there. Registrar of Companies invites all registered professional bodies to a meeting on June 7, 2023. And there is one that you should know, Kojo. Register your SIMs now. You have today and tomorrow to complete SIM registration. Deadline is 31st of May 2023, and there's a very big one there. An indication to those who have still not been able to register, or for some reason, one way or the other, have refused or failed to register, to do so before it is too late. I recently went through the eSIM registration process, and a gentleman, Daniel, really was very helpful with the MTN grouping. It's interesting, right? How that process goes, but there's more. In the inside story, Nigeria's new president scrapped fuel subsidy. Perhaps his very first responsibility in office. Tinubu is showing signals, and fuel subsidies, he removed them. I will not let you down, is what Dr. Akoto is saying. And there is JUSAC suspend strike for 2 weeks. That's the Judicial Service staff, and which would imply and mean that today, Dr. Professor Michael White Pesa will have to appear before the Supreme Court in the contempt one. We want to, yes, certainly. He says he's not in the country.
I'm asking if he's in the country.
Well,
he's in the country,
but he's scheduled to be there. So that's supposed to be it. And how many days more to the end of the month? Just 1 day?
Yes, tomorrow.
U.S. debt ceiling deal ready for Congress. This is what the President of the United States of America is saying. You know, they may be having problems with debt problem. I mean, not like our own, but, well, Volta region needs more foster parents. That's the Department of Social Welfare. And there's one from the Vice President's wife. Samira Baumia inaugurated 3D solutions and robotic studio at the Tamale Technical University. That's also on the front page of the Daily Graphic. A program that's been spearheaded by, whether we like it or not, Love FM. Good menstrual hygiene, SDGs. There's a story here, but I know that Love FM has been distributing a lot of sanitary pads to kids in the 21st century. We cannot have problems with kids who cannot have sanitary pads. I remember we did some work in Bongo Soy. There were girls who refused to go to school because they didn't have sanitary pads.
Yeah.
Are we still taxing those things?
Yeah.
What's wrong with us?
Well,
condoms are tax-free, but sanitary pads, we are taxing them.
Oh, we tax condoms too.
We tax condoms too. But we give them out for free, don't we?
Sometimes.
But sanitary pads there, women can access them.
Let's get to the Economy Times. Trade surplus improves, records $1.6 billion. Interest rates remain unchanged, and banks' recapitalization, government support to be conditional on long-term profitability. So you know that the IMF has talked about banks. I started to submit their credible, time-bound plans to rebuild capital buffers on a phased basis, and so the Bank of Ghana says their support will be based on what long-term profitability. And talking about the Bank of Ghana, let me just chip in. Yesterday I promised I was going to do this. Let me just do this, and then we'll continue. Because many of you had asked about the Gold for Oil program. So it says that, look, the Bank of Ghana Act will be revised to strengthen central bank independence and mitigate fiscal dominance. And the amendments to the Bank of Ghana Act will feature a stricter limit for monetary financing, mechanisms to monitor and enforce compliance, and a clear definition of emergency situations under which the limit can be temporarily lifted. Pending legislative changes, the Bank of Ghana and the Ministry of Finance have signed an MOU, which was a prior action, to eliminate monetary financing during the program. Okay, so the Bank of Ghana will not be financing government during the program. An ongoing updated safeguard assessment will provide additional support for designing changes to the BOG Act. But this is the most important one. It will review the authority's gold purchase and gold for oil programs and associated risk for the BOG. So the IMF program is talking about a review of the gold for oil program. Now, as to the form the review takes, currently is not stated here, but it will be reviewed. Okay? We could go into the discussions of what constitutes a review, what some people believe is a review, and what others do not believe. But my interest here is not what people believe. My interest is what a review is.
This is not free SHS. It's only in the arena of free SHS that sometimes a review can be construed as cancellation. Okay. But this is not free SHS.
This is not free
SHS. This is pure Bank of Ghana's operations.
Currently, there's a program through which Bank of Ghana takes up lots and lots of gold and uses it to buy oil. That program is going to be reviewed.
Yeah.
That's what we know.
Yeah. Yes, it will be reviewed.
All right.
But also, the Bank of Ghana has now been advised to desist from giving BDCs different rates. Now, in here, it says going forward, the Bank of Ghana will ensure that its foreign exchange liquidity is provided at prevailing market exchange rates. The Bank of Ghana is not going to give anybody different rates, but it will be at the prevailing market rates.
What was the reason why they were giving different rates?
Well, because, at a point in time, for instance, the BDCs were complaining fuel prices were going up. I mean, they have come very high. So the Bank of Ghana felt that, well, instead of giving them at the normal rate, they go to the banks and something becomes a problem. They would provide some buffers for them. And that would go a long way in ensuring that fuel prices are reduced.
If not stabilized.
Yeah. I mean, they don't go up, okay?
Yeah.
So, or will probably go up at a reducing margin. Yeah. And that's what the Bank of Ghana did that. But now they are being told that they have to desist from that. And the Bank of Ghana has actually promised, and Raymond, we were having the conversation yesterday, that when they are in doubt, they actually would consult the staff going forward on some of their...
There's a lot of that in this particular report, yeah.
Yes, I mean, because, well, the truth is that today you have what, would informally refer to as a Governor General at the Bank of Ghana. I say informally, refer to it as a Governor General.
The Governor's Governor.
The Governor's Governor. There's somebody who's monitoring a lot of things that we do, and that person has been appointed already.
Side governor.
That's an indication of how low we've sunk. The reality is that when you go seeking help, I mean, like I said the last time on State of Play, when you fail, people talk to you anyhow.
That's true.
Some men have side chicks. Bank of Ghana has a side governor.
And still on this, it says, the BAG will also gradually reverse the recently imposed surrender requirement on gold exports to the BOG. Now, this was to enhance, even the Bank of Ghana's forex reserves and everything. The IMF is telling the Bank of Ghana, stop it. This whole gold surrender program that he had, some of the gold producing companies giving the bank, selling to the Bank of Ghana, 26,000 ounces of gold and all of that. Stop it.
Oh, so this is what is being construed
as a cessation of the gold for oil program.
Okay.
It is the gold surrender program that the IMF says we should stop that one.
So the compulsory bit has been taken off.
It's been taken off.
Okay.
Okay, so that is what it says. And we also know that, the banks have to present, for instance, when it comes to the financial sector, the banks have to present a new capitalization program by end of September this year.
Hopefully that will not be leading to banks shutting down.
Well, there's a financial stability fund that currently has some $250 million from the World Bank.
A 15 billion fund.
The 15 billion fund that we're expecting to help these, banks that may be affected. The IMF says that because of the domestic debt exchange program, where banks held between 30 to 50%, it has affected, the profitability of banks, particularly their assets, by some 70%. So that's it, basically. Let's get to the online news review,
which is brought to us by Zenith Bank in your best interest and Goyle Good Energy. Let's see what's on.
Before we get there, Goyle, your oil marketing company of choice, keeps making life so convenient for you. Goyle now accepts Momo for all fuel purchases. Just remember to Momo it at Goyle, and that's not all. You can also use your bank card, that is all bank cards, to buy fuel at Goyle. Drive to the nearest Goyle station now, buy your fuel, pay by Momo bank card or Goyle Go card. Visit our social media platforms. For more information on the service stations, you can conveniently use Momo. Goyle Good Energy, Goyle. Yeah, Jim.
Okay, all right. Labour says that government, a Labour expert says government should have called a national meeting before. I was reading that, guys. Anyway, go to myjoyonline.com. Lots and lots of stories there for your consideration. Time now for the BBC News.
For decades, we have helped businesses connect with their trade partners all over the globe. From Ghana to Burkina Faso, Côte d'Ivoire, Benin, Togo, Senegal, China, Morocco, France, Netherlands, and many other countries. We have made it possible to bring Ghana to the world. We have brought small and medium businesses closer to their customers across the regions in Ghana with our SME support facilities. We have brought relief and smiles to the faces of families with our employee personal loans. With our cutting-edge technology and digital support, we take the burden of complex thinking off you, making life simple. That is who we are, as close as a partner. Bank of Africa. We are indeed the African bank with the global reach.
Jack, you know my boss owns a fleet of commercial cars and he drives only brand new vehicles. Latest. Before he hired me, this is what he said. Krachi, my vehicles are my investment. It is a winning, now winning, and you buy any fuel apart from Goyle. Waboka, sign this undertaking.
But he was right?
Yes, and he's right. Goyle stocks only higher grade fuels, further enriched with XP3, multifunctional enhancer, more efficient, eco-friendly, and at no extra cost. Available at every Goyle station. Ajibebia. Goyle Super XP Ron 95 and Diesel XP. Higher grade fuels, excellent for modern engines and all vehicles. Goyle, good energy. Yeah, yes, you.
Good energy.
Shit, wahala no get breaks so.
What is it?
Some customers have left. Their mobile money payment didn't come.
What? Avoid such payment issues with BluePay. BluePay lets you easily receive payments on your mobile device with no e-levy charges. Simply enter your customer's number and the amount to be paid on your BluePay app. The customer will receive the BluePay prompt to confirm with their PIN instantly. Customers can also pay with bank cards using the BluePay POS device. Call or WhatsApp 054-7220-200 or visit bluepay.com.gh to register and get BluePay for your business today. BluePay, never miss a sale.
Prepare for an unforgettable theatrical experience as Image Bureau, in partnership with April Communications and Joy FM, present A Detective Calls.
You must apologize to her at once. Apologize for what? Doing my duty?
The most intriguing play of the year returns to the National Theatre, Saturday 3rd and Sunday 4th June, for 2 captivating shows each day at 4 p.m. and 8 p.m.
It didn't seem like
like such a terrible thing at the time. Don't you understand?
Grab a ticket for this highly anticipated rerun for only 150 cedis at Koala, Airport Shell, Nalim Stores, Betronat Hotel, Frankie's, or online at www.imageprogh.com or dial *713*101#. Supported by Knee Plants Car Rentals, Digicraft, Daily Guide, sponsors The Sport Furniture, Saka Homes, and Detective Calls.
Because you are not the kind of father a chap could come to when you're in trouble. That's why. Hey, don't talk to me like that.
This is not a comedy.
This is a bank. First Atlantic Bank. A shiny purple star to brighten up my day. First Atlantic Bank. Refreshingly different services all day long. First Atlantic Bank. And it feels so cool. I know this is where I belong. Come on, everybody. This is a bank like no other. First Atlantic Bank. Follow me, let's go now. Let's go. Let's bank. This is a bank like no other. Let's bank. This is a bank like no other. Let's bank. This is a bank like no other. First Atlantic Bank.
First Atlantic Bank, refreshingly different.
Business Daily is in 30 minutes.
In part 2 of our special report on microfinance in Sri Lanka, Ed Butler hears Renuka Ranayaka's story on how a small loan...
Radio Joy 99.7. 99.7. Joy 99.7. Joy 99.7. Joy 99.7. Joy 99.7. Joy 99.7. Joy 99.7. 99.7. Super Hits Radio. Joy 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 99.7.
Says or see anything, see what is quite the genius about his lyrics and all that. But a song like this kind of brings it all home. Great production there by Linkin Park, and a gentleman called Chad, who used to be the partner of Pharrell Williams in a group called NERD. He did some production on this song, but it's Jay-Z's lyrics that really bring it to life. Sorry, I'm geeking out a little bit. Why you? But it's 7:15 on the Super Morning Show right here on Joy 99.7 FM. And thanks to DJ Ubete for giving us a few moments of wonderful music. Of course, the show goes on, and we need these moments of levity, because I've got to tell you, by the end of today's show, I don't know how you're going to be feeling. Because today's documentary is truly troubling. A woman has been operating as a midwife for over 18 years with no qualifications. All right? And children have died at her hands. Children have died at her hands. Children have been maimed at her hands. Mothers have suffered incalculable losses and injuries at her hands. After a delivery, she sewed up a mother and left these absorbent pads that are used, to soak up the blood after delivery. She left them in her, left them in the woman. The woman discovered a horrible smell coming out after a few days and had to report it to her mother, who then, had to rush her to hospital before this thing got removed. And the worst part is the explanation that the woman gave, that this midwife gave. She said sometimes they deliberately leave the pads in there and tell the mothers that when you are peeing, pull it out. For what?
Look, Kojo, when I was watching it, I actually stopped at a point. I couldn't watch it, so I just, put it down and was listening. Because, in fact, when the opening scene, when I saw that little girl and I saw, that child being delivered. What I saw, actually, I just could not believe my eyes. And this morning, look, we're going to be, airing it on our Facebook page also, on Joy 99.7 FM, so you can also watch it. And imagine undergoing treatment in the hands of a quack medical practitioner.
Ray, have you seen it?
I have. I mean, it's one of those things that the experience is a bit troubling, so you don't know whether...
Let me remind you of one of
whether
the scenes.
it's happening and on the scale it could be happening.
Ray,
and
that's the
next
fear.
facility you are entering and demanding critical care, you could be
we take it for granted, don't we?
Yeah,
you
of
walk
course.
into a hospital and you assume that every person in uniform or whatever walking around you is trained, properly trained, because it is your life you are putting in their hands. It's not your car, right? It's not the electricity in your house or your gas cylinder or it's none of those things. It's your life that you are putting in their hands. Listen to this.
And that night I didn't sleep and I was in pain too, so I was waiting for her to come and call me so that I'll go and see my baby. And she was like, she came and I was asleep, so they sent my baby to Kulebu.
Officially, the hospital did not tell you that your baby was dead?
No, they didn't tell me.
Ray.
Yeah.
It turns out she's actually been doing this for 30 years, so not 18. 30 years, 3 decades.
3 decades.
3 decades. I don't know where I even got 18 from. It's 30 years.
Look, and could you look? Yes, we're talking about this, but others may be going through similar experiences. We started by asking the question. I mean, when you walk into a hospital, you expect people to know the things. I mean, the right things. And whenever I've walked into a hospital, I've asked questions because I want to understand what you're telling me. And I got the shock of my life when a doctor told me and my wife, after 38 weeks of pregnancy, we went there and said, look, they told us, they didn't feel the baby's heartbeat, so the baby's dead. Well, long story short. Yes, in the midst of our sorrows, the doctor tells me, because it's 38 weeks, you can decide to, have it taken out right now or wait till 40 weeks when the baby will come out. In my general arts mind, I said, how can a dead baby come out? Because when the child is still alive, then the child would, after 40 weeks, push to come out.
There should be some induction of a sort.
So
you have to be induced to.
So how's the child going to come up? When I called the guy, this was like 6 years ago, when I called the guy said, which doctor said that? So I mentioned his name to him. And he said, how? No, we have to explain a few things to him. Now, imagine if I was just not concerned, turned away, and left the hospital believing that after 40 weeks. And the guy actually explained to me that if you had gone by that advice, you'd have hurt even your wife's condition.
Yeah.
So just think about it for a minute.
The level of deterioration that will happen within
Exactly.
a space.
Yes.
And this is a medical professional who said this to you.
Yes.
So there are many of them.
Presume that this one is qualified.
Let's
imagine not being qualified for 30 good years.
Ray, the lesson I've learned is that we can no longer presume. We can no longer presume that they are qualified.
Yeah, and
you see, but you wouldn't even think about it. These are people you know, you walk into a consulting room, you sit there, they listen to you, they talk to you, they touch you and examine you and spew out all kinds of technical terms and write on a piece of paper in illegible handwriting. You assume you are dealing with a professional. You assume it. But we can't assume any longer, because you can't trust those who are running these institutions to check and screen and make sure they are only hiring professionals. You can't trust them.
Well, but it's not shocking. Ideally, the only time I'll see a doctor is when somebody has recommended a doctor. Mostly it's another doctor or some other person that I respect very much. But this is going to apply during emergencies. You think about it.
Yeah.
You are involved in an accident. They rush you to a hospital. The expectation is that immediate urgent care is given by professionals.
Well, so that's our Hotline documentary this morning, produced in partnership with the Fourth Estate. Stay with us at 8:30 exactly. We'll bring it to you. But let me get to the point of law series now. And today says, where the special prosecutor suspects that a property held by another person is subject to the effective control of a person on trial for corruption or corruption-related offense, the special prosecutor shall apply to the court to have the property treated or considered as being owned by the person undergoing trial. Yes, Raymond.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's a very, very important rule. In fact, in countries where they do lifestyle audit, it's one of the effective laws and the principles they use. That you can't hide, you can't share your property, you can't just put in your mother, your sister, your side chick, or any other person's name, and so that you'll be hiding behind them and be beneficial owner, and yet the person is actually doing. But how to come to the firm conclusion that
it is when they suspect.
Really,
so this section is 62(1) of the Office of the Special Prosecutor Act 2017, Act 959. So it says where the special prosecutor suspects that a property held by another person is subject to the effective control of a person on trial for corruption or corruption-related offense, the special prosecutor shall apply to the court to have the property treated or considered as being owned by the person under trial.
I'm looking forward to the time where this will be implemented the way it was. I mean, as in brought to life, a lot of action in that particular area. I'll be so excited.
Yeah. Well, goodness. Listen, let's get this show on the road. Lots to come. By the way, I'm picking up that in Teshi there's a demonstration about bad roads, which has just started. We'll see if we can get more information on that. Stay tuned. It's the Super Morning Show on Joy.
Wake up to joy, joy, joy. Sunshine and joy in the morning time. Yeah. Wake up to the Super Morning Show. Yeah. Wake up to joy, joy, joy in the morning. Yeah. If you're turning on your radio, go for some joy in the morning. On the Super Morning Show.
Welcome to the Joy Super Morning Show.
All right, now there are levels to headache, but the worst kind of headache is when someone buys an item from your shop, sends you mobile money, leaves your shop, and you still haven't got that notification of the cash hitting your account. Yeah, you can avoid that though with BluePay. BluePay allows you to receive cash instantly from your customers. You only have to dial their phone number and the amount they owe. They will receive the BluePay prompt on their phones to enter their PIN. Now what you would do? Or your customers can slot their bank cards into your BluePay point of sale. Enter their PIN, now what you would do? For BluePay, you would do with no e-levy charges whatsoever. Call or WhatsApp 054 722-0200 or go to bluepay.com.gh. That's BLUpay.com.gh to register and get BluePay for your business today. BluePay, never miss a sale.
Well, are you thinking about getting that project started? How about paying that rent and fees for the course? I know you're worried and lamenting about how to pay off that expensive loan and take a new one at a cheaper rate. Well, worry no more, because First Atlantic Bank's payroll loan is your solution. Once you're a government worker whose salary is paid by the Controller and Accountant General's Department, you can apply for a loan of up to 150,000 Ghana cedis for all your pressing needs. Wait no longer. Visit any First Atlantic Bank branch near you today or dial star 442 star 30 hash to apply and enjoy the lowest rates. Terms and conditions apply. First Atlantic Bank, refreshingly different.
Now, a poorly maintained car engine can age faster, and that's why Total Energies offers specially formulated quartz engine oil with age resistance technology. It's a breakthrough innovation that ensures optimal performance for your engine and improves protection against mechanical wear by up to 74%, even under extreme temperatures and pressure. Choosing quartz from Total Energies is choosing the engine oil that keeps your engine running efficiently and effectively. Quartz keep your engine younger for longer.
And the football season is coming to an exciting climax, and the time to give our trophies is here. The FA Cup final on the 3rd of June is going to be lit. Can Manchester United stop City in their bid to win the treble? It is done. United is winning. Or will Ten Hag win a second trophy of the season? Of course, that's what is going to happen. Watch as the two Manchester clubs fight it out for local glory and bragging rights live and in HD only on DSTV. The Prophet Rooney has spoken. It's going to extra time and penalties, and United will win it on penalties. David De Gea making some saves. You can't afford to miss this cracking game on DSTV Compact. Remember, the only football worth watching is on DSTV. Reconnect or stay connected on *759# to enjoy it all. DSTV,
it's your moment. All right, Amanfo, beyond Easter, there are travels and payments to be made, and Republic Bank knows this. That's why they say continue to make all your payments with their fantastic 4 credit cards. You can enjoy great discounts from their partner merchants, cashback rewards, global concierge services, and access to over 1 million ATMs around the world, while you stand a chance of winning a 2-day staycation at Aqua Safari. And other amazing prizes in the Tap for Easter and Beyond credit card promotion. Just tap to pay. Live the soft life, because Republic Bank has got you. This promo is regulated by the National Lottery Authority on the Caritas platform. Terms and conditions apply. Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
And you know, some people spend their lives trying to be rich, while others are born that way, not because of what they have, but because of where they come from. Choose the fresh mineral water that's made naturally rich by the same African soil that made you. Vortic, own your richness.
All right, now listen, Kingdom Books and Stationery Limited continues to do the most on their website, kingdomstoreonline.com. You can order whatever you want, pay via Momo, and they'll deliver to your home and office. Very quick delivery as well. If you're in Accra or Tema, you don't even pay for your delivery. Isn't that nice? Terms and conditions apply. At Kingdom, quality and affordability are their hallmarks.
So this morning we've been talking about, our hospital experiences.
Yeah.
You can also share your own experience with us using the hashtag #MyHospitalExperience. It's important that we get to understand, okay? Just use the hashtag #YourHospitalExperience and share your own story with us. But we know that times are hard, and one thing on everyone's mind these days is cash, whether it's cash to pay bills or for your kids' school fees, your home improvement, or your building project. Societe Generale has got your back. The bank has launched the biggest loans campaign of the year, the Yatesu Loans Promo. SG Ghana is offering amazingly discounted interest rates on its loans. Both customers and non-customers, including staff on the controller and accountant general's payroll, can enjoy access to heavily discounted loan rates. Yes, they say nowhere cool, but SG Bank is here to lighten your financial burden. Get a loan now by visiting any of the bank's 42 network outlets or call our call center on 0302-214-314 today. As always, terms and conditions apply. Remember, promo ends on the 7th of August 2023. Societe Generale Ghana, the future is you.
All right, normally we'd bring you the nutrition line at this point, but today I think they're taking a break, but they will return tomorrow. Nutrition line is usually brought to you by Nestle, and they offer good food for a good life.
Imagine strutting into the most anticipated wedding of the year, only to see 7 other girls wearing your exact same outfit.
You are special and one of a kind, and that's why whether it's voice, data, or SMS, you get to enjoy personalized offers tailored to your specific needs with MTN just for you. Dial *141# or select your options on the My MTN app to redeem your unique just for you package on Ghana's best mobile network. MTN.
Have you ever thought of the one that makes you complete? An escape from the clutches of interest charges. With the Standard Chartered Visa debit and credit cards, payments are completed at the speed of light, intertwined with interest-earning accounts. You also get unbelievable rewards every time you swipe. You have access to over 1,200 airport lounges worldwide, high credit limits of up to 100,000 Ghana cedis, and up to 50 days interest-free with our credit cards. You also get to enjoy full multi-trip travel insurance for 90 days. Fees discounted at your feet with our globally partnered merchant points. Bills are always settled, not battled. Get the Standard Chartered debit and credit card now. Call toll-free on 0800 740 100 or 0302 740 100, or reach us via email on feedback.ghana@sc.com. Standard Chartered, here for good.
1xBet Jackpot is here with weekly massive prizes up for grabs. All you have to do is place your bets on any sports game and stand a chance to win. Simply register at 1xbet.com.gh. Use promo code JackpotGhana and place your bets. 1xBet is your key to great victories. Feel like a winner. 1xBet.
Gambling can be addictive. Bet responsibly. Not for person under 18 years. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the Gaming Commission.
Today there are more special people, oh, Charlie Birthday's Day. And they are brought to you on the Super Morning Show by MTN. Everywhere you go. Bank of Africa, the African bank with global reach. Bank of Africa, as strong as a group, as close as a partner. And Niche Confectionery. Niche chocolate drink is made with Ghana's finest wholesome cocoa. Niche chocolate is full of delicious goodness, enriched with vitamins and minerals. Niche.
Taste of Ghana. So help me God. And let me start with a happy 60th birthday to our dear ma'am, Mrs. Mabel Mausinu Nyakon, who's the church leader of the Sun City Methodist Church. Ajekojo, we wish a long life with good health, God's favor, love, and above all, happiness from your dear children, Wesley, Nancy, Benjamin. And yes, so happy 60th birthday to you. I think it's a belated happy birthday. You were 60 yesterday. And this is a happy birthday to Susie Teria Apau. Happy birthday also to Mrs. Mami Wincott, and happy birthday to Enid Mafusau, all coming from our own MFA Apau.
Ah, lovely. All right, I've got a few here. I'll start with this one. It's a belated birthday wish. And it's to Ifwa. Sarah Ifwa Bentuma Tichimaika. You recognize the name there, yeah. Tichimaika. And the message is from her father. It says, Dear Ifwa, yesterday, many years ago, 29th May, was the happiest day of our lives. You've made your mother and I very proud. We wish you a belated happy birthday. May God grant you long life and tons of happiness. We love you very much. Also, happy birthday to Susie Teria Apo. Have we done that one already?
We've done that one.
Yes, we have. Okay, Dillis and Solo would like to wish their beautiful Princess Lavana Irama Adadzwa Aban a wonderful happy birthday. It's their prayer that the good Lord will grant her good health, long life, and intelligence. And the message is, we love you very much. Happy birthday to Kise Antonio from Nathaniel Ato. A big happy birthday to Mr. Francis Kojo Eyisi of Tema. It's from the Andersons. The message is, God bless and increase you on all sides. Happy birthday. Wait. There is one, a big one here. It says, happy birthday to my son and friend, Caleb Jampo. Wishing you God's continuous protection, blessings, unmerited favor, and love all year round. And it's from your daddy, Mr. Joy Jampo. Joy happens to be my mate from Ogasco. Good morning, Joy. Happy birthday to Gifty Titriku of Absa Bank. have a great celebration. And I think that might do it for me.
I have a final one, and it's a happy birthday to the Director of Marketing at Graphic Communications Limited, and that is Franklin Soa. So happy birthday to you, Franklin Soa. I know you love the Super Morning Show, and so Franklin Soa, enjoy your day. That's the Director of Marketing and Sales at the Graphic Communications Group Limited.
Now, I nearly forgot my very dear friend, Abigail Forty of the British High Commission celebrates her birthday today. Abigail, you're a special one. Celebrate this one for us, okay, wherever you are. Gertrude Bedema, Kojo Gawuga, Joseph Yaufrempong, Jonas Atakwejo, Brother Baini, Emmanuel Bosmanagre, all of you celebrating your birthdays today. Enjoy it. And a belated happy birthday to Kwame Sambru, somewhere in England right now. Enjoy yourself.
And finally, happy birthday to Mama Do, aka Mrs. Kwe. So it's Mrs. Kwe, aka Mama Do. Your daughters say thank you and God richly bless you, and they love you. This is from Rhoda Miller. Hey, Rhoda Miller, Mama Do. Anyway, let's get into the sports center.
Yes. It might actually be Mama Do, aka Mrs. Kwe. She's probably better known as Mama Do.
Mama Do, yeah.
Also known as Mrs. Kwe.
Sometimes, you see that thing?
Occasionally. The Joy Sports Center is brought to you by
MTN.
Everywhere you go, Standard Chartered Bank, here for good. Allianz Life Insurance, we secure your future. And 1xBet, your reliable bookmaker.
Before we go, late entry.
Okay.
This is happy 70th birthday to Mrs. Ellen Botedoku Aite, who is wife of Professor Aite. So she turns 70 years today, and is from the Girls to you. Happy 70th birthday. Now, do you lead a corporate business, global subsidiary, or run the affairs of a small or medium enterprise? As a key decision maker in your business, we know you want to make payments seamlessly and access real-time transaction data, whether you're at work or on the go. Standard Chartered provides the digital key to help unlock your business potential, and that key is Straight to Bank, a single access end-to-end digital platform that helps you manage the needs of your business on the go. View transactions, pay your business partners, government institutions through Ghana.gov, facilitate real-time payments and collections with the latest encryption technology and security. Elevate your banking experience today with Straight to Bank, our award-winning digital banking platform, powering payroll, cash management, trade, and securities. You can always bank on us. Kindly email premierservice.gh@sc.com to sign up today.
All right, MTN would like to inform all of you, their valued customers, that you need to re-register your SIM number as directed by the regulator, the National Communication Authority. All unregistered phone numbers will be disconnected permanently from tomorrow, 31st of May 2023. So please complete your registration at any MTN service center to avoid disconnection permanently and stay connected everywhere you go.
Well, happy 5th anniversary to us and our cherished customers. It has been an honor to have served you relevant insurance products over these years. Thank you for your loyalty and for entrusting us with what matters most to you and your life. As we continue on the next chapter of our partnership, may we continue to thrive, innovate, and inspire you. Here's to 5 incredible years and many more to come. Join the over 100 million customers around the world securing their future with a dependable partner. Call on 0308 249 090. And I'm talking about Allianz Life Insurance Ghana. Allianz Life, we secure your future.
All right, one of the world's largest betting companies, 1xBet, is always looking for new ways to reward its players and deliver new promotions to engage as many customers as possible. Now, this time, the bookmaker launched the Jackpot of the Week promotion, allowing registered players to enjoy the chance of having a share of the weekly jackpot amount. All the terms and conditions are available on the promotion page. Give your luck a chance. Sign up with 1xBet today and use the promo code GHJackpot to receive an incredible 300% bonus of up to 2,650 Ghana cedis. Time now for the Sports Center with Fentwizzle, aka Daddy Lumba.
That's a new one. Thank you, Koje. Good morning, all of you. Welcome aboard to the Joy Sports Center. My name is Fentio Tahiru Fentio, aka Daddy Luma. according to Kojo. This morning, the Miami Heat are through in Game 7.
Bam Adebayo, slam it in. Duncan Robinson the assist. The Miami Heat, they stand eye to eye with history, and they did not blink. The Heat are going to the NBA Finals.
That's right. The Miami Heat are through to the NBA Finals. We have a review ahead. We also have a French Open to come, and also one ticket remaining to promotion in the Ghana Premier League. 11 Wonders, of course, and Bufuakwa Tano. They lock horns later today at the Accra Sports Stadium for that one remaining ticket to the Ghana Premier League. We'll look ahead to that game a little later. But let's begin with this. The future of 3 Black Stars players is up in the air after their clubs suffered relegation from the English Premier League. After Leicester's relegation, it is still unknown if the Black Stars defender Daniel Amate will stick with the Foxes. Amate is 28 years old and is out of contract in the summer, and his agent Yusuf Chipsa says Amate would prefer to sign for another Premier League team if he decides to leave.
It depends. It depends because the contract is coming to an end, and for me, he has the negotiation power, and so we'll see how it goes. But one thing I can tell you for a fact is he loves to stay in the UK. He loves the English Premier League. But you can never tell. Sometimes certain offers come across board you can't refuse. So
are there discussions on renewing the contract?
There has been discussions, but it's not close yet. Amate wants to take a decision at the end of the season.
All right, that's Yusuf Chipsa speaking to my colleague Muftan Nabil Abdullah on Prime Take. That was before Leicester City's relegation. Now, their relegation 7 years after winning the Premier League title, of course, is one that's gone down in history. They are going down, of course, alongside Leeds United and Southampton. The Saints currently have 2 Black Stars players on their roster as they return to the championships. While Mohamed Salisu is almost out of contract, Kamaldeen Sulemana only signed for Southampton in the January transfer window, but admits he could be exploring a way out. However, Joy Sports pundit Sichufe Philip Achirim and Daniel Cranting, speaking on Sports Zone last night on Joy Prime, agree staying in the championship would be good for Kamaldeen in particular.
I think Kamaldeen Sulemana, I would want him to go to the championship with Southampton, because Southampton is a club that historically have created a lot of very good path for player development in the Premier League. They have that. The thing then is, I'm also speaking about Southampton of last 3 years, last 2 years, because they've changed ownership, and the direction of the club is changing. So if they are not going to go down their traditional setting of bringing up talent, maybe then it will be a wrong club for him where he's not going to develop. So yeah, I think he could maybe go down to the Champions League, learn a thing or two.
He needs to find stability, and that stability is in the championship. Kamaldeen Sulemana, as a player, doesn't have enough currency in his pocket to call himself a top talent. He was at Norgeland, and the top teams in Europe don't look at Norgeland. He goes to France. He's not able to cement himself as a mainstay in the French league.
Yeah.
So for him to make another move now, it won't help his career.
That's Daniel Cranting there. Before him, Sichufe Philip Achirim. They were speaking on Sports Zone on Joy Prime last night. That show airs 9 p.m. every Monday. Now, another name who could be after a big move is Mohamed Kudus. He's been linked to many top European sides as we inch closer to the summer transfer window. However, former Liverpool midfielder John Barnes has advised the Black Stars midfielder to not rush to leave Ajax. Kudus is coming off his most prolific season yet, where he scored 18 goals in all competitions and contributed a further 5 assists. Now, despite rumoured interest from Man United and Liverpool, the Liverpool legend wants Kudus to take his time in making the decision.
You talk about him, and I give this advice to a lot of young players. I use myself as an example, and when I played, you had to show a level of consistency over a period of time before you were transferred. Because, of course, when you're transferred, there's going to be a lot of pressure on you. And unless you're able to handle that pressure, or you're able to show that you can do this for a long period of time, not just 5 or 6 matches, I advise every player to learn their trade, to be disciplined, to be humble, to stay at their club for a long period of time to show that they can do that. But football is different now anyway, so it's changed. And we see that all the time, where a footballer has one good season and he gets transferred. So I know he has the potential. apart from players now move much sooner than they possibly are ready to move, but he definitely has the potential to play at as high a level as any of the other Ghanaian players.
That's John Barnes speaking on Mohamed Kudus. Meanwhile, Ghana defender Patrick Pfeiffer has reached a verbal agreement with German Bundesliga club FC Augsburg over a summer transfer. Sky Sports Germany reports the 23-year-old has been superb for Darmstadt in their promotion to the German top flight and will join on a free transfer. Let's stick with the senior national team though, and Tariq Lamptey's decision to play for the Black Stars was induced by charity work he embarks on in the country. The defender has been running the Tariq Lamptey Foundation for some 4 years now.
I think there was a number of things that came into it. Can't tell you exactly when it happened, but I think one of the big pushes was when I was doing my charity foundation last summer. We did the match and the tournament, and just the people, and you see them, and it's just like amazing feeling that they give you, and you're grateful for the support always. So that obviously made the decision. I originally came to Ghana properly to do the foundation stuff last year, but we started, I would say, 4 or 5 years ago from Chelsea days. To be honest, it was something that always had in my mind that I wanted to do, and my parents were good over the years of saving like kit, boots, and the first drop that we actually did was all stuff that I owned.
That's Tariq Lamptey speaking in that interview there. Later today, though, Bafokwa Tano and Techiman 11 Wonders will battle it out for a single ticket to next season's Ghana Premier League. They will clash in the Premier League playoff final as champions from Division 1 Zone 1A and B respectively. 11 Wonders, who will be looking for a return after one season out, have been a Premier League staple despite their top flight inconsistency. But it's because of their inconsistency, Bafokwa, who have been away for 15 years, believe they will be better for the Premier League.
It's been 15 years since Bafokwa Tano featured in the Premier League, and there hasn't been a Premier League team in Sunyani since. Techiman, on the other hand, had City and Wonders, and each time Wonders features, they struggle to beat the relegation zone. So Bafokwa Tano will beat them this time around by 2 goals to 1. Alan Mohammed, also known as Bob, however, disagrees. Who have been out of the league for decades, so that doesn't matter. So staying out of the league for only 16 years isn't an issue. We'll beat them by 1 goal to 0.
That's Joy News' Anas Sabit speaking to fans of both clubs in the Bono East region. Let's head to France then for the Roland Garros. Novak Djokovic, he began his campaign for a record 23rd men's Grand Slam singles title with a 6-3, 6-2, 7-6 win over Alexander Kovacevic. He's booked a second round spot where he will face Martin Fucsovics, but Djokovic was full of praise for yesterday's opponent, American Kovacevic.
Credit to Alex. He played very well, especially in the third set, and the second part of the third set made me work for my victory in the third set. He played really well, and he was handling himself very good there mentally, hanging in there. I served for the match, he broke me. He's a very nice guy.
Djokovic there. Now, world number 1, Carlos Alcaraz. He beat Italian Flavio Caboli 6-0, 6-2, 7-5. But Aga Aliassime, he was the first men's top seed to fall. He lost to Fabio Fognini. There were victories for Stefanos Tsitsipas, Enik Sinner, Frances Tiafoe, Alex de Minaur, and Denis Shapovalov. In the women's singles, Iga Swiatek, she started her title defense in style. Top 10 seeds on Djibouti of Tunisia, Hélène Rybakina and Coco Gauff start their campaigns later today. Let's wrap up with some NBA now. Of course, and that's where the Miami Heat denied the Boston Celtics a historic playoff comeback. The Celtics rallied from a 3-0 series deficit to tie it at 3-0. Game 7 decider was played in Boston, of course, and despite being fluffy in games 4 and 6, Heat held on to seal an NBA Finals spot after narrowly missing out last season. The Eastern Conference Finals MVP's Jimmy Butler, he prophesied last year the Heat were going to come back.
I have so much belief in myself and this group of guys, in the squad that Coach Pat and Spo and everybody else put together. I see it every single day. I know how good of players that we have. I know how good of a team we are, and we made it happen.
All right, that's Jimmy Butler there. Our last story, Mauricio Pochettino has been announced Chelsea manager on a 2-year contract with an option for a further 1 year. Here's the BBC's John Murray.
So finally, over a fortnight after it was first reported that Mauricio Pochettino had agreed to take on the Chelsea job, comes the official confirmation. Chelsea have given him a 2-year contract with a club option of a further year, and Pochettino takes over after Chelsea endured their most disappointing season for generations, finishing an astonishing 12th in the Premier League, despite the club's new owner spending over £600 million in the past year. Clearly, his first task will be to knock Chelsea's oversized first-team squad into shape, and to do it quickly.
That's the BBC John Murray with all the lowdown on Mauricio Pochettino's appointment as Chelsea manager. He starts work on the 1st of July. And that's the latest from the world of sports here on the John Sports Center.
Mauricio Pochettino.
My name is Fentio Tahiru Fentio.
Fentio Tahiru Pochettino. Or still Salamatu.
Why do you sound a little cynical?
Or still Salamatu.
You're a United fan. Man United desperately needed Mauricio Pochettino, wanted Mauricio Pochettino.
And then?
Well, he didn't come.
Oh. But when we were looking for a coach, we knew that he was going to be fired. We spoke to him. You know that, don't you? You know that we spoke to Pochettino, but we still decided to, hire the fantastic.
I don't want you to sit on a higher ground and pretend like you didn't want him.
I am suggesting to you that at the time when we needed to hire another coach, we spoke to Pochettino. And we still settled
Pochettino at some point actually seemed like a dream appointment for Man United.
Oh, Massa, don't use
the fans were salivating
United
over
to sell your coach.
What?
Don't use Man United to sell your substandard coach.
Let's
talk about the coach of the moment, Eric Ten Hag, who's going to win the FA Cup for Man United. That's it.
This weekend.
Oh, Agbina.
See, I like the way United fans speak.
Yeah.
It always blows up in their faces.
Oh, don't worry.
You're going to beat Man City this weekend.
It is finished. It is written. Okay. It is written. It is written.
Then congratulations in advance.
Thank you very much. But on a sad note,
I don't like sad news.
Yes, we're told that some persons may be dead in Gumua Achako Junction, where there's been an accident involving a petrol tanker and a Yutong bus. So we're told
is that on the Cape Coast Road?
Yes, some persons have lost their lives. So we'll be following up on that shortly. So that's the sad news coming in. And we'll be going to there shortly to find out.
Are the Ghana police on site already?
No, I don't have the details now.
Okay.
So we'll be going back. We're working to understand what is happening. So we'll check all of that and, get back to you with more information.
Prayers up.
Shortly.
Prayers up.
Yes. So I see that my former general manager, Abraham Asari, is saying good morning. Abraham Asari, good morning. Manchester United will win on Saturday. Okay.
So you know what his good morning means, right?
Oh, he's a Man United fan. So he's just saying good morning. He wants to be sure that Manchester United can do the job. Yes, Man United will do
I'm going to beat you into saying more things about this weekend's FA Cup final. And then when it blows up in your face, I'm going to cut all those voices and play them to you. Saying.
Including Salamatu.
Do you want to come on Game Plan on Friday?
Oh, on Friday? Who knows? I may be there. If I've got time, I'll be there. But when I come, I'll call you Salamatu.
Thank you, Winston. Don't. Please, I beg.
Is that not your name?
No, please. Your name is Fentio Tahiru
Fentio Tahiru Salamatu.
No.
Thank you very much, Fentio Tahiru Fentio, for joining us with the latest in the world of sports. And coming up this morning here on the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM.
At that night, I didn't sleep and I was in pain too, so I was waiting for her to come and call me so that I'll go and see my baby. And she was like, she came and I was asleep, so they sent my baby to Kulebu.
Officially, the hospital did not tell you that your baby was dead?
No, they didn't tell me. I don't think I can give birth again. Maybe I'll go and I'll adopt a bit. I'm scared my second one might die again.
So I know we all do go to the hospitals because there are times that you're probably not feeling well. But have you ever thought of the competence of that person? Or even for a minute imagined whether that person is qualified or not? Do you know who attends to you? In today's Hotline documentary, our focus is on a midwife who's practiced for 30 years without qualification and certification. And I'm sure you're asking yourself, how did she get there? And you'll be surprised the harm she's caused to families. You just heard that story. That horror, that horrific experience has affected her so much that she even fears giving birth again. But even as we talk about this, I want you to share your hospital experience with me. I have been sharing mine with you, and I want you to share yours with me using the hashtag JoySMS and using the hashtag YourHospitalExperience. And as always, we'll share it with the rest of the world. Social media messages here on the Super Morning Show brought to us by EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank. Ghana AIDS Commission, test to know your HIV status and take steps to protect your health. And number 10 liver salt, a refreshing relief. And GTP, lifestyle. So do you receive your salary in an account that gives you more? Is your salary in the right account? No worries. We're here to help you. Just open an EcoBank salary account and enjoy amazing benefits like free life insurance, which provides cover for death, permanent disability, critical illness, hospitalization, temporary disability, and retrenchment. Now, the EcoBank salary account. With the EcoBank salary account, you can enjoy the ability to save as you spend, free debit card, access to loans, and a lot more. And the best part is you stand a chance to double your salary in the EcoBank Double Salary Promo Reloaded. So open an EcoBank salary account and enjoy all these benefits that come with the account. For inquiries on the EcoBank Double Salary Promo Reloaded and the EcoBank salary account, call EcoBank toll-free on 0800 003 225. Please note EcoBank will never call you for your Ghana card information or mobile app PIN or ask you to pay money before your account is credited as a winner in this promotion. The only call you receive is to inform you that you have won in this promotion and that your account has been credited. You are not required to pay money in this promotion to receive your prize. When in doubt, visit any of our branches. Terms and conditions apply. EcoBank is the Pan-African Bank.
One Gantuan account. Why are you running? It's all about the EcoBank salary account. EcoBank salary account. Why? You gonna make me fly? I promise it will make your pockets rise. The salary account comes with many incredible benefits like free life insurance, which covers permanent total disability, critical illness, hospitalization, temporal disability, retrenchment, and death. Also save while you spend, access loans, get free debit cards, and the chance to double your salary and more in the EcoBank Double Salary Promo Reloaded. It's starting from this May to July 31st, 2023. And there are so many other consolation prizes to be won.
Hey, no wonder my hand was itching. This is the perfect account for my salary.
So go ahead, open an EcoBank salary account today. You also stand a chance to win more than double your salary from 1st of May to the 31st of July in the EcoBank Double Salary Promo Reloaded. Terms and conditions apply. This promo is under the supervision of the National Lottery Authority under the Caritas Lottery Platform. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
When you are born from Ghanaian soil, you are born rich. Rich in who you are, with natural Ghanaian richness inspired by Mother Nature herself. Just like our premium water, with natural minerals that create pure premium mineral water, made right here by the same Ghanaian soil that made you. Voltic, own your richness. Voltic, a product of the Coca-Cola Company. This advert is FDA approved.
Highly spiritual.
All right, so welcome back, and thank you very much for staying with us here on the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. I'd love to know your hospital experience, so use the hashtag YourHospitalExperience and tell me what those experiences are, and I'll be sharing them with the rest of the world. Time now for the Joy Business Minute, and it's brought to us by Consolidated Bank Ghana, CBG. We stand with you, and Macdan Aviation, your dependable private aviation solution.
Hello, welcome to the Joy Business Minute. It is brought to you by Consolidated Bank Ghana. We stand with you. Prices of petrol and diesel may stay same or go down marginally in the next 15 days. However, the price of LPG is expected to witness its biggest fall in recent times. Pressure on the Ghana cedi mounted after some sterling performance 2 weeks ago, making it the world's top performing currency during the period. The local currency lost about 9% in value last week to reverse the previous week's gains. Government is taking some extra measures to limit the amount of debt that can't be incurred by any administration. It has therefore proposed a debt target as part of fiscal reforms under the IMF program. And in the UK, the rate of price rises as supermarkets hit a new high in the year to May due to coffee, chocolate, and non-food goods. The British Retail Consortium and Nielsen IQ said the overall rate of inflation at goods has reached 9%. And that's the Joy Business Minute, brought to you by Consolidated Bank Ghana. We stand with you.
All right, so welcome back. And are you an SME business owner, school, hospital, church, club, or association? At CBG, we understand that every city counts when you're working to grow your business. And that is why we have designed this interest-bearing business account that gives you true value for money. CBG Business Plus account offers you attractive interest rate, access to checkbooks, USSD banking, local and international cards, Let's Internet Banking, the CBG mobile app, CBG Money Voucher platform, and top-notch relationship management. Walk into any of our 114 branches nationwide to get your Business Plus account today. For more information, contact CBG on 0302 216 000, email info@cbg.com.gh, or visit our website cbg.com.gh, or on our social media handles Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Terms and conditions apply. CBG, we stand with you. And on Big Stories this morning, brought to us by Vodafone, Further Together. Latest foam, your partner for life, and Belmonte by CPL Developers, the ultimate luxury experience. And Access Bank, your number one remittance bank. Access Bank, more than banking. Our focus is on your health.
At that night, I didn't sleep and I was in pain too, so I was waiting for her to come and call me so that I'll go and see my baby. And she was like, she came and I was asleep, so they sent my baby to Kulebu.
Officially, the hospital did not tell you that your baby was dead?
No, they didn't tell me. I don't think I can give birth again. Maybe I'll go and maybe I'll adopt a bit. I'm scared my second one might die again.
Now imagine the trauma that this woman has to go through, and imagine what she has to live with for the rest of her life. Now that's not because she had done anything wrong, but only because she met the wrong medical practitioner when she went to hospital to deliver. I know for many of us, when we go to the hospitals, we do so because we believe that is the right place where we can get treatment for our sicknesses or illness. Unfortunately, that in some instance may prove to be your problem. Because in our latest Hotline documentary, we'll be sharing with you the story of a quack midwife. Having practiced for over 30 years, she has no qualification or certification, and yet she's entrusted with a duty and responsibility of helping women deliver. And I have seen the video this morning. We're going to be sharing the video with you also on our Facebook page. So please note that once we start playing it, it will be live on our Facebook page. And you should see it. How she actually assists or purports to be assisting these women deliver. But of course, I'd love to know your experience also. So use the hashtag #YourHospitalExperience and I'd share it with the rest of the world. Well, Vodafone wants you to know that per the National Communications Authority, all SIM cards that are not registered by the 31st of May would be permanently disconnected. This means you lose your number for good. To re-register your SIM cards, dial *404# and follow the prompts to complete phase 1 of the process. Visit your nearest Vodafone retail center or agent to complete the re-registration process. Remember to take along your Ghana card and have your GPS code handy. Re-register now and get free 4 GB data and 100 minutes talk time. For more information, send an SMS to 655 on Vodafone. So welcome to Belmonte, where luxury meets comfort. If you're in the market for a home that combines class, convenience, and comfort, then look no further than Belmonte. Because Belmonte is located in the prime East Legon area of Lagos Avenue, and the Belmonte stylish apartment offers first-class luxury and cutting-edge finishing. Whether you're looking for an executive studio suite, a cozy one-bedroom apartment, a spacious two-bedroom apartment, or a custom villa, we've got you covered. But that's not all. Belmonte also offers a range of top-notch facilities to relax and keep you entertained. So why wait? Take that first step towards your dream home today. Sign up for our 3-year payment plan and own your property today. Call 0204-343-011 or 0204-343-015. Belmonte, developed by CPL. So at 8:30, we bring you Quack Midwife. That's our latest Hotline documentary. And it would also be live on Facebook. But we're told there's been an accident at Gomuatreko Junction involving a petrol tanker and a U-turn bus. So users of the road, please be careful while on the road. We'll bring you further details shortly. Stay with us. We'll be right back after these messages here on the Super Morning Show.
You will lose your Vodafone number permanently if you do not complete your re-registration of your SIM card. Per the National Communications Authority Directive, all unregistered phone numbers will be permanently disconnected by the 31st of May. This means you will lose your number for good. To re-register your Vodafone SIM card, dial *404# and follow the prompts to complete phase 1 of the process. Visit the nearest Vodafone retail center or agent to complete the re-registration process. Remember to take along your Ghana card and have your GPS code handy. Re-register now and get free 4GB data and 100 minutes talk time. For more information, send an SMS to 655 on Vodafone.
Vodafone, further together. Welcome to Belmonte, where luxury meets comfort. If you're in the market for a home that combines class, convenience, and comfort, then look no further than Belmonte. Belmonte is located in the prime East Legon area of Lagos Avenue. The Belmonte stylish apartment offers first-class luxury and cutting-edge finishing. Whether you are looking for an executive studio suite or a cozy one-bedroom apartment, a spacious two-bedroom apartment, or a custom villa, we have you covered. But that's not all. Belmonte offers a range of top-notch facilities to relax and keep you entertained. So why wait? Take the first step towards your dream home. Sign up for our 3-year payment plan and own your property today. Contact us at 0204-343-011 or 0204-343-015 to learn more. Belmonte is developed by CPL Developers.
Comfort, durability, finishing, quality. Choosing sofas and beds for your home, office or hotel couldn't be easier with an exclusive range of sofas and beds in various designs and colors from latex foam. There is so much choice whatever your budget. Latex foam, your partner for life.
It's morning in Africa. It won't be bright for another hour or two, but the continent is already on the move. Trade is kicking up and spirits are high as the continent prepares to move yet another 1 million tons of goods to markets across the seas. It's the hour for making tea and coffee, of cotton bales, splitting wood, diamonds in metal boxes, and tall, tall buildings going up. The train engines are revving up, factories are opening, and big undersea cables are pushing the continent alive. 4 time zones, 1 million opportunities, and vibrant young professionals 100 million strong. It's morning in Africa, and one bank is opening the door to endless opportunities. With seamless Pan-African payment and trade solutions and presence in Europe, Asia, and the Middle East, we are Africa's gateway to the world.
Access, more than banking.
A bank that supports you, a bank that cares for you. Hand in hand, we stand with you. So lift your head up, big dreams away. with you wherever you go. Where all your dreams come alive. CBG will make you smile. We will rise with you. Your business will flourish. Your name will stand out. Consolidated Bank, CBG. We stand with you.
You know, I still haven't told my husband. I'm afraid of his reaction.
Oh, I thought you said you would try to disclose your HIV positive status to him on your birthday.
I wanted to, but never got round to it. It just did not seem like the right time to say it.
Don't you want him to go and test to know his status too?
Of course I do. I am just afraid of his reaction. I am afraid he will walk out on me and quit the marriage.
But you can't be too sure of that.
You know, the other day, when he heard HIV in the news, he referred to it as a bad disease. And I know a couple of people whose partners deserted them because they tested positive for HIV.
But it is also important for him to test for HIV and start antiretroviral medication if he is HIV positive.
So what should I do now?
Why don't we ask your HIV counselor at the facility for advice? Come on, let us call her and find out how best to disclose your HIV status to your husband and also get him to test for HIV.
This message is brought to you by Ghana AIDS Commission.
Do you know what time it is? Tell me, do you know? Do you know what time it is? Tell me, do you know? Do you know what time it is? Tell me, do you know? Do you know what time it is? Swizzy, hey, hey, I said, come on, come on, I said, come on, come on, I said, come on, talk, talk. You getting money, homie? Show me if it's like that.
Super Hits Radio, Joy 99.7. Joy 99.7. Joy 99.7. Joy 99.7.
exercise this morning. Great music there. It's the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM, and we've got heavy conversations ahead of us, okay? Including this.
That night, I didn't sleep and I was in pain too, so I was waiting for her to come.
Officially, the hospital did not tell you that your baby was dead.
No, they didn't tell me. I don't think I can give birth again. Maybe I'll go and maybe I'll adopt a bit. I'm scared my second one might die again.
Yeah. I mean, just imagine, go and deliver, and your baby dies. Dies, oh. They don't tell you. In fact, they even put your baby on you for bonding, mother and baby bonding, and then take the baby away after a minute. Yeah. Baby's not breathing. Nobody tells you anything. Later, you hear the baby has been transferred to Kolebu. Ning now,
Can you believe that?
How can a midwife behave like that? Well, I can tell you the answer to that. They can behave like that when they are not a midwife. And that is exactly what happened in the case of our Hotline documentary, The Quack Midwife. You'll be finding out how this woman managed to operate for 30 years with no qualification whatsoever. People dying in her wake, and nothing was ever done. Find out how that could possibly happen in Ghana, and whether we need to start checking our certificates for ourselves when we go into hospitals. All right. Also, we're picking up some news of an accident, which we will be bringing you details of somewhere near Guma Ochirikun. We are hearing that there's been an accident with some fatalities, possibly. We'll give you details shortly. But before that, drive confidence with a touch of class and style in the VW Polo sedan. It comes fully equipped with numerous safety features to keep you and your family safe on the road. Enjoy a special discount when you purchase the VW Polo sedan. You can call Universal Motors Limited on 0544 338804 for more information.
We also have a question for you. What is exciting, delicious, creamy, and rich with vitamins, minerals, and has the goodness of cocoa all at the same time? I'm sure you can guess what it is. Well, it's the brand new Niche chocolate drink made with Ghana's finest wholesome cocoa. Niche chocolate is full of delicious goodness, and Niche chocolate drink comes in 250 ml bottle and 180 ml Tetra packs so that you can enjoy it big or small. It's great for all members of the family. Visit a shop near you to get yours, and I know that you would love it. Niche Taste of Ghana. Contact them on 0531818292 or 0277779560.
All right, listen, you need to eat fresh home-cooked meals from Lunch Avenue. Spice up your lunch with their delicious chicken shawarma, grilled pork, or Friday special fufu and goat light soup. You can order from the comfort of your office or home by calling 055-850-2206 and let them deliver satisfying home-cooked meals to you in Accra or Tema. Lunch Avenue, tasty, yummy, and healthy.
Well, Absa Bank says they know that life is go, 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 and that it's hard to make time for the things that really count. So they won't let banking get in your way. That's why with Absa's digital channels, you can bank when, where, and how you want, so you can focus on what or who's important to you. Banking has never been this easy. Transfer funds into your savings account, pay your old school union dues, and your DSTV subscription, and many more with a click on your phone. Get things done simply with Absa's digital channels. That's Africanacity. That's Absa. Terms and conditions apply. Visit absa.com.gh for further details.
All right, then. It's time for our usual time with the dentist. And when we come back, we'll give you all the details of that accident, plus our Hotline documentary, The Quack Midwife. By the way, just before we go, let me remind you, if you've ever had an experience with a medical professional that has made you, left you worried and concerned, or if you've ever encountered a professional who turns out not to be a professional, we want to know about it, okay? Your stories with medical professionals. Use the hashtag JoySMS and tell us about them. We'll share them with the world. We're back after these.
This year, dentists all around the world are saying, be proud of your mouth. You should be able to smile and laugh, eat, talk, without worry, pain, or shame? Be sure to brush your teeth twice a day with a fluoridated toothpaste like Pepsodent. You know you don't have to lose your teeth even in your old age. Your teeth are meant to last a lifetime. Welcome to a new season of Time with the Dentist. My name is Dr. Gwendolyn Amakwe Baiche, and this is proudly sponsored by Pepsodent in partnership with Ghana Dental Association. In this first episode, I'll let you know what periodontal disease is and how you can avoid it. Periodontal disease is a disease of the gum caused by plaque. Dental plaque is a sticky film that forms on the surface of the teeth. It comprises different types of bacteria in the mouth and the substances they produce, saliva, and food debris. It constantly forms on the teeth but can easily be removed with proper toothbrushing and flossing. Plaque accumulates around your teeth when you do not brush your teeth properly and floss over a long period of time. The bacteria in plaque can affect not only your gums, but the bone of the jaw if action is not taken. Bear in mind, the gum, bone, and some ligaments surrounding the teeth are supporting structures of the teeth, holding them in place. So once these structures are infected, the teeth become loose and eventually fall out. So with the accumulation of plaque, you first experience what we call gingivitis, and here your gums become irritated and inflamed. You may notice some bleeding while you're brushing your teeth at this point. Seeking help at this time can completely reverse the process. Once you fail to do so and continue in your poor oral hygiene practice, the gums start to pull away from the teeth, creating a space around the teeth called pockets for more plaque to accumulate. And when this happens, a conducive environment is created for bacteria to thrive. The bones surrounding the teeth get affected and are destroyed. And this will cause your teeth to get loose and eventually fall out. This advanced stage may be accompanied by pain on chewing, bleeding gums, discoloration of your teeth, especially in areas close to the gums, and even bad breath. Let's take note that this disease process can affect children as well, especially adolescents, and it's important to seek professional help early. Periodontal disease is preventable. Brush your teeth twice a day with fluoridated toothpaste like Pepsodent. And don't forget to floss. Visit your dentist regularly every 6 months, or at worst once a year. That way, periodontal disease can be detected early and treated, and the latter effects completely avoided. Don't wait until it's too late. Talk to a dentist. Take charge of your oral health. This campaign is proudly brought to you by Pepsodent in partnership with Ghana Dental Association.
It's the most action-packed breakfast show in town. The hottest music, the best giveaways, the great interviews, and all the laughter and fun you can imagine. Don't miss the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. It's the best breakfast show in town.
There was actually a disciple called Alpheus.
Is that the one you look like?
Yeah, I'm trying to fashion myself after
because
Alpheus.
the proposed Judas you chose.
I prefer Alpheus.
Okay, well.
less known. You're welcome back. It's a Super Morning Show on Joy. All right, now we're picking up details of an accident at Gumwa Achirikun Junction. Now this is a small village just before Winneba on your way to Cape Coast. Okay, and we're hearing that a petrol tanker has had a collision with a Yutong bus. What else do we know, Winston?
So, Kucho, what we also do know is that currently the road has been blocked, and so it's led to a huge traffic, from Accra to Cape Coast and from Cape Coast to Accra. Now, the Yutong bus, we're told, is a bus from Liberia to Bujumbura.
Right.
And some persons, about 40 persons, are injured, and some are suspected to have lost their lives. Currently, we have the police there. We have a fire service personnel also there helping to actually save these persons and get them to the hospital. So that's the information that we currently have on the accident.
We're going to keep an eye on that and bring you updates as they unfold. Sure. But at the moment, the road is blocked, causing massive traffic in both directions. All right, okay. Look, the truth is that today's Hotline documentary is disturbing. I must tell you that in advance. The images are quite worrying, but you've got to see it. You've got to hear it. You've got to know about this, because it puts all of us at risk. It puts all of us at risk. A person has operated as a midwife for 30 years, 3 decades, without anybody stopping her for not being qualified. Children have died. People have been maimed and injured at her hands. And in collaboration with the Fourth Estate, we have this documentary that catalogues some of the events, the unfortunate events surrounding her practice, or maybe malpractice. All the details are to come on today's Hotline documentary. But before we air it, I want to give everyone the opportunity to share their story too. Perhaps you have had a hospital experience that left you scarred, a hospital experience that left you confused, dazed, worse off than you came. I want to know about them. We want to know about them. So use the hashtag JoySMS and tell us your story. Okay, if you're on Twitter, don't forget that hashtag. Tell us what happened. Add the hashtag. We will share your experience with the world. It is a truly traumatic story that we have to share with you today, but it's got to be done. All right. So let me ask you, when you visit the hospital for medical care, do you bother to check the qualifications and licenses of the health workers there? Most likely, you've never done that because you trust that any individual who will attend to your health needs is qualified to do so. You don't ask because you believe that regulatory institutions will take care of those concerns. Well, after an 18-month investigation, the Fourth Estate uncovered a frightening case of an unlicensed midwife who has worked at various hospitals over the period of 30 years. Her activities have resulted in some medical accidents and trauma to patients. One woman lost her baby after this unlicensed midwife delivered her, and she says she's been traumatized and will never even try to conceive again. She'd rather adopt. This documentary explores lapses in Ghana's health regulatory systems. Let's hear. And by the way, you can watch this live on Facebook and on our YouTube channels. Okay, Joy 99.7 FM, Facebook and YouTube. Here it is. Quack Midwife.
It is another day for the treatment of her dislocated arm, and Hephra's mother has brought her to the bone setter. It's been 10 months, but Hephra still cries from the injury she sustained during delivery. She is one of many children born at a health facility and supervised by a midwife with question marks. She has left unpleasant marks on the bodies of babies and in the hearts of some women who went through her. Hephra was lucky to have come out with a fractured hand. This baby, which appears to be pulled with much force, did not survive. It weighed 4 kilograms, and medical experts say it should have been delivered through cesarean section, but that was not done. It came out as well-formed boy, but could not see the world. Selassie, the mother of this baby, did not want to speak to us in the course of this investigation. But like Hephra's mother, she is not the only woman to have gone through the traumatic experience at New Generation Medical Center. Some women lost their children under disturbing circumstances at the same facility. Kate, a beautician, recounts her experience at the facility when a scan showed she had at least 1 week to deliver.
If we say we are waiting for ambulance, it will take late.
The matron, Francisca Quay, gave her a labor-inducement pill called Cytotec and asked her to go home.
I went through pain from 10 a.m. But when she gave me the injection around 9, I was still enduring the pains till 6 p.m.
When the labor pains became unbearable, she rushed to the clinic with her fiancé, who was not allowed into the labor ward. While in pain, she claimed the nurses mocked her. She eventually lost her baby.
Initially, my baby was kicking. Yes, because my baby was very strong. He used to kick me, and I'll be even crying. So when they started pressing on my stomach, he stopped. Like, I didn't feel him again.
Conventionally, newborn babies are handed over to their mothers as their first sign of bonding. But in this instance, Kate said that did not happen. The baby didn't cry, a sign that it was not healthy.
So I asked her, why is my baby not crying? And she was like, oh, he's tired. So I forced her to put him on me. It didn't even take like a minute, and she took it and they placed him on a chair.
When all efforts proved futile, the resident doctor was invited.
So someone went to call the doctor, but I didn't hear what they were saying because I was in pain. So I saw his face expression because his face wasn't good. But what I heard was, why didn't you come and call me? She followed him outside. I didn't know what they went outside to say. So the doctor came again and he was beating the baby.
Kate said when she was transferred to another ward without her baby, she became suspicious. A day after her son's arrival, Kate went home empty-handed. She was told her baby was at the neonatal intensive care unit at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital. For 3 days, she believed this, but never saw her baby again.
Around 12 to 1, I heard ambulance outside. So I waited for the midwife. She didn't come. So the next day, I asked her, where is my baby? And she was like, when she came, I was asleep. But I wasn't sleeping. At that night, I didn't sleep because I was waiting and I was in pain too. So I was waiting for her to come and call me so that I'll go and see my baby. And she was like, she came and I was asleep. So they sent my baby to Kolebu.
Officially, the hospital did not tell you that your baby was dead?
No, they didn't tell me. It was my mother and my younger sister who told me.
The New Generation Medical Center's records showed that the baby died at stillbirth. Kate says that traumatic experience left her emotionally damaged.
I don't think I can give birth again. Maybe I'll go and I'll adopt a bit. I'm scared my second one might die again.
Kate suffered this fate because of the actions of a midwife at the New Generation Medical Center, Francisca Quay. Her reproductive organ was also badly stitched that she had complications and had to go back to the hospital for restitching. She was, however, not the only person to have been caught in Francisca's alleged web of medical mishaps.
The delivery was what the problem started.
35-year-old Esther Baker delivered her baby after almost 4 hours of excruciating pain. When she finally did, she nearly bled to death.
After 4 hours to 5 hours after delivery, that's when I started bleeding uncontrollably. So I told my husband to call them. By then I was in the ward. So he quickly ran to call them to attend to me. So when they came, they realized that the rate at which I was bleeding was very scary. So she herself, she panicked. So she started calling for the doctor. The doctor also came and he was being reluctant and this is nothing. Because then he left. So the Madam Francisca had to clean me up and all that. So I just fell unconscious. She started shouting, calling my name, give me malt to drink and all that.
At the Rich Hospital, Esther said the nurses who accompanied her from the New Generation Medical Center did not have a clue about her condition.
they were not able to answer all those questions. So within a short time, they left the Ridge Hospital. So the doctors themselves had to find out a way to know about all that before attending to me. According to the conversation at Ridge, it's like they gave me some injection. After delivery, they gave me an injection on my left side here. I had wanted to ask them what actually it was, but by then too, I was in pain and I was going through some stitches, so I wasn't able to ask them what the injection particularly was. And then they gave me one medicine to chew, and then they inserted one too. But I've forgotten the name. So according to them, they suspect that's the cause of the bleeding.
The Reproductive Health Center of the Kolebu Teaching Hospital had warned in 2011 that cytotech abuse without prescription could cause infertility and even death. Esther said each time she visited the New Generation Hospital, she saw red flags but ignored them.
That place, like I said, is not a place whereby you'll be proud of to visit to do. Due to one of them things, you have to go there. But upon the way they do their work and all that, I myself have decided not to go there again.
Bernice's cervix was cut to make way for the baby, but after 3 days, she noticed an unfamiliar smell from her private part.
I was washing my vagina and I realized that there was something left in my vagina. Yeah, I think it was some of the pad, the fetus pad they used to drain the blood. Yeah, it was left there. And no one told me that. I had not given birth before. I had no idea that I had to take it out when I come home. In the evening, my mom came home and then I showed her that you should check. I can feel something in my vagina, but I can't see if you check. So my mom had to check it because she realized that, oh, the fetus pad was there.
She's doing better now, but remains traumatized.
Because I'm very hurt. Maybe I make once and if someone told me Pastor will go there, outside the day will go there.
President of the Midwives Association of Ghana, Mary Ofosu, described Francisca's action as unconventional and inconsistent with midwifery practice.
We don't force to induce labor. As said earlier on, depends on the condition. We have indications for induction of labor. And before you can even induce labor as a midwife, it has to be prescribed by a specialist. A midwife cannot do induction on her own. There must be a medical officer or specialist around. You should also have a theater around because induction can fail. So when you induce and it fails, we need to take the client to theater. So we need to get all those things around. You can do induction of labor when the client is post-date. That one, the doctor can't prescribe induction of labor. Or when there is maybe some medical condition like pregnancy-induced hypertension. That one too depends on the gestation. Induction of labor can be done. And when you do induction, the client has to be under your care or should be on admission so that you monitor her.
Hephra's mother, Zekia, said the New Generation Medical Center in Dansoman was not the first time she was opting for a service at a private clinic, but the experience left her with bitter memories forever. Zekia's baby survived, but her left hand was motionless, a condition doctors call ebb palsy. Experts say it's typically caused by a physical injury during delivery, damaging the network of nerves near the neck that provides movement and feeling to the shoulder, arm, hand and fingers.
Intebedu baby no, me say ofre doctor. Inti doctor buy no.
And Okachani say, I've been telling you of this. Whenever you see the angle has come, you just twist the angle this way, then you pull it. Emisa akwala bano onu maame ne se akwala na bie ne nsam. Nti wo hu, nti ye difficult man. Nti bedu baby na akwala na yesi. Osi kwan. Nti oso onu so onye ne best. Nti ontumi na no frɛ doctor. Nti doctor na be che ne se anko onye ne se, onye ne se, onye ne se no ontwen. E na akwala ne bai. Akwala nso bai na akwala ne nhome. On nti omo de ni share bibi kitua mu e no mo man oxygen. E no mo ma akwala na oxygen, omo ma mi so oxygen. Nti echire e na akwala nse se osu. Minim se tatam ne nse ne yi ana. E na akwala na yesa na.
Zekia said when she called Francisca to report the state of little Hephra, her response was that many newborns had such defects.
When we went then, and she said, oh, this thing is normal. It has been happening to the babies. Even if you go to Kwalebu, you will see a lot of children with that. So she not panic. She not panic. So she told me to bring the baby. She took the baby to the doctor. I don't know whether she went and showed it to him, whether she just reached at the gate and turned back. Oh, yeah, I don't know for that. You see?
So when she came back, what did she tell you?
She told me that the doctor said the baby will be fine because if you take it to Kwalebu, you will see plenty children with this. So I should not panic, I should not worry.
Zekia took Hephra to a traditional bone setter.
I took the baby to those men who have been pulling hands for the babies now. And through Allah, that man too did his best. He helped us until the hands become normal.
Back at the New Generation Medical Center, the medical director, Dr. Ralph Obing Owusu, who worked with Francisca for almost 30 years, had received complaints from clients about Francisca, including cases of extortion. In the course of the Fourth Estate investigations, Dr. Owusu sacked her. But Francisca got a job at Adams Family Specialist Clinic, about 3 kilometers away from the New Generation Medical Center. On November 30, 2021, an undercover agent of the Fourth Estate visited Francisca at the Adams Family Specialist Clinic, her new workplace. On February 2, 2022, the Fourth Estate confronted Francisca about the allegations leveled against her.
Are you a qualified midwife?
No.
Okay. But how long have you practiced?
For 34 years.
34 years. Wow, that's a lot of experience.
Because my grandmother is a midwife.
Oh, okay. What is your level of education?
Went to O level.
O level. Which school?
Went to Ebenezer Secondary.
Which year did you complete?
86.
So when you completed, where was your first job?
My first job was at the Sudan Cream. As a receptionist.
Receptionist.
So
you were not an orderly?
I'm a receptionist.
When the Fourth Estate team asked Francisca about Kate's ordeal, she said the issue was making her sleepless. Francisca admitted that the New Generation Medical Center fabricated the story about the death of Kate's child.
The father, the mother were around. The husband, he said we shouldn't let him before how she was behaving. She can go off because the way she's emotional, so the way she is. So we told her because no man so that she can gain her daughter back. Yeah.
But it's been 1 year now, and she herself, you haven't told her officially that the baby is dead. Right.
Sorry to say, one, like what I said, see the It is you see how the patient is behaving to the relative, that is the mother, the father, they were all hey, we don't come and be there, and then you can go for your baby now. Yeah, people now come, we are 2 or 3 days. Sometimes we tell them to come back in 3 days. And so we go to doctor's place.
The medical director of the facility, Dr. Owusu, condemned the act. He said he was also angry when he saw the outcome of the restitching of Kate's cervix. In the case of Esther, who nearly bled to death, Francisca absolved herself of any blame, but she admitted inducing her with the birth inducement pill, Cytotec.
When I look at you, remember I say do something, will read yeah, into that name, you're going to Cytotec, repeat in the retin. Doctor was around, so we call doctor. Doctor came, your manager's here, drip nadi. When die, my friend said, breathing stuff. In the also, what breathing pass, I think we should be fair.
Good man, okay.
Your man 50 milligram. Cytotec, for 1 tablet, for number 15. I said to
our doctors even attributed the bleeding to Cytotec that was given to her.
The 5 milligram of Cytotec.
Yes, that's what the doctor said.
And only the 5 minutes.
For Bernice, who had a pad left in her vagina and had to return for its removal and restitching, Francisca had an excuse.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe a intentionally say you be just sometimes you say your partner maybe will be different. You the parkour into your patch or say over. You could do so. Go pardon me. GP, what is it? GP. What is it? Where they?
Some midwives who worked with Francisca's case said she interfered and dictated what should be done, although some of her practices defied conventional midwifery practices.
I didn't really know if she was a professional midwife because there were times her procedures be and you would prompt her and she would tell you that she knows better. She knows what she's doing. This when I received the baby, we know that newborns, you don't expose them, you don't have to clean all there is this creamy things on them called venous accusa. You have to clean them all up because it keeps them warm. And she told me that that was what I learned in school, and that is not what I'm supposed to do on the field. If I do that, my babies are going to smell bad when they grow up. So I was leaving things for her because what I was taught is different from what she was doing.
Almost all Francisca Quay's patients who spoke with the Fourth Estate alleged that they paid money ranging 400 to 800 cedis without receipts as hospital bills during delivery. The practice defeats Ghana's free maternal health care policy.
The 100 cedis, they didn't provide a receipt. But with these 600 they are talking about, I myself have decided to go there and then ask for receipts and the breakdown of whatever causes the 600 Ghana cedis.
Under that policy, pregnant women are entitled to free registration with the National Health Insurance Scheme, free healthcare services till the time of delivery and 90 days after delivery. The medical director of the New Generation Medical Center, Dr. Ralph Owusu, who did not agree to a recorded interview with the Fourth Estate, admitted that Francisca did not qualify to perform the duties of a midwife. Dr. Owusu also said the litany of medical errors which happened at the facility could be blamed on his naivety. The medical director of the Adams Family Specialist Clinic, Dr. Nana Odro Isman, in a meeting with the Fourth Estate on February 3, 2022, admitted that the clinic employed Francisca Quay as a midwife assistant due to her experience. He admitted that there was no due diligence into Francisca's employment history. In another meeting with the Fourth Estate on February 11, 2022, Dr. Isman refused a recorded interview. He said there was no midwife at the Adams Family Specialist Clinic known as Francisca Quay.
We wish to state that there has not been the employee of our facility any midwife named Francisca Quay. To this end, we are not in a position to grant you an interview as requested. We are by this bringing to your attention that our facility has no association with any midwife by name Francisca Quay and should not in any way be associated with any publication concerning and or involving the said Francisca Quay. Your adherence to this will be very much appreciated. In the event of your failure to do so, we will not hesitate to initiate the appropriate redress procedures.
This contradicted his earlier admission to the Fourth Estate on February 11, 2022 that he had employed Francisca Quay as a midwife assistant. Besides, it was in the premises of the Adams Family Specialist Clinic that Francisca, who was at work, apologized to her victims when the Fourth Estate met her. The Registrar of the Nursing and Midwifery Council, Felix Nyante, said the law requires that nurse assistant must be trained by accredited institutions and licensed by the Nursing and Midwifery Council, NMC.
Whatever we do, we are guided by this Act, Act 2013, Act 857. And so, if somebody says, I'm trained on the job, you don't pass through our regulatory mechanisms. You cannot put your hands on your chest to say, I'm a midwife. And then and when we don't also pronounce on you that you are a midwife by virtue of the fact that, one, you meet the entry requirements to go to school, any of the accredited midwifery training schools. Two, if you don't gain admission per the entry requirements to any of the accredited nursing and midwifery training schools. Two, if you don't follow the structured curriculum to be trained, and the training, let me add that it is both theory and practice. So you are put in the classroom to be trained, you are sent to the hospital to also gain some clinical skills. Three, if you don't sit and pass the licensing exams, if you are not registered by the council, you cannot say, I am a registered midwife.
Francisca was not exempted. Mr. Nyante said it was possible for a quack midwife to escape their regulatory scrutiny despite their regular monitoring exercise.
I've said it's like a tadpole. You see, regulation started in the days of creation. You remember when God created Adam and Eve and he put a tree in the Garden of Eden and he said, do this, don't do that, do this, do. The day man took the laws into his own hands, the wrath of God came upon man. So nobody naturally wants to be regulated, even in our homes, your children, even you yourself, media people. Naturally, nobody wants to be regulated. But if we come under regulation, it becomes good for the individual, the community, and the nation at large.
Okay. This is mainstream. What's it called? What's it called? You call baby. It's me now. So you mean that you are thinking much about your job than the people you attend to as patients? Is that the case?
In a response to a letter by the Fourth Estate, the Health Facility Regulatory Authority, Hephra, said the examination of files from New Generation Medical Center and Adams Family Specialist Clinic did not have Francisca Quay's name on their staff roll at the time Hephra inspected the facilities. Sources say Francisca Quay has currently resigned from the Adams Family Specialist Clinic and gone into hiding.
So after 3 decades of incompetence, this unqualified imposter is now at large. And God knows the extent of the damage she's caused to people's lives. This is just what we know. Even worse, God knows how many other imposters are out there. There is a conversation to be had. I'm sure you agree. Let's do it after these messages.
Time to say goodbye.
You do know that you cannot always do things the same way and expect different results, right? How about changing your strategy and giving your team members a different perspective to life? Do things differently. Conduct your next corporate meetings, conferences, and workshops at sea, on a cruise, whilst cruising to breathtaking destinations. Your participants will love it, and you will be amazed at their level of commitment, productivity, and ultimately save a lot. Happy workers, happy results. Motivate and reward your agents, affiliates, and staff with an all-inclusive cruise package to the Mediterranean, Southern Africa, Greek islands, and the Persian Gulf. For inquiries, call your cruise people on 0308 251 055 or visit yourcruisepeople.com.
Someone smells great here. And fresh, my love. I wish I could stay in the shower all day. I know, right? Nothing beats a bath with geisha soap. It smells so good, it lasts long, and it's enriched with natural ingredients that work wonders for my skin. And it now comes with a fresh new look, giving us even more reasons to love our geisha bar.
New and improved geisha soap. Great new look, better fragrance, same natural ingredients, still all last time. This advert is FDA approved.
Be strong and last long. Like geisha.
Introducing the new Techno Spark 10 series. Enjoy a long-lasting 5000 mAh battery capacity plus 18 watts charging pad in an ultra-sleek 6.7-inch Full HD screen with a storage galore of 256GB plus 8GB. You can save every memory and never lose any. 32 megapixels glowing selfie camera and 50 megapixels AI rear camera. Get your Techno Spark 10 series. Visit the nearest Techno accredited shop and join the glowing selfie gang.
We shouldn't have gone to that party.
Masa, my head is killing me.
Is that your stomach?
Yes.
What did you eat? I don't know.
Get rid of your gastric problems with number 10 liver salt. Number 10 gives you quick, effective relief from nausea, indigestion, heartburns, hangovers, and hyperacidity. And with different fruity flavors such as orange and lemon, it's a pretty tasty way to end an uncomfortable situation. Number 10 liver salt from Ernest Chemist, because everyone needs a chemist.
This advert has been vetted and approved by FDA.
It does get better anytime your favorite shop, Melcom, says it's there for you and got you covered with all your daily need items. Continue shopping on products ranging from groceries, stationery, electronics, homeware, kitchenware, furniture, home decor, electricals, and many more at low prices. Terms and conditions apply. Melcom, where Ghana shops.
What? It seems Royal Foam did not get the memo. Times are tough. Prices are going up. They're giving 10% discount, free pillows with every purchase. Hey, Royal Foam. Just when you thought all they manufacture are quality but affordable mattresses and pillows, they take it up a notch by being thoughtful in these hard times. Royal Foam has reduced their prices drastically. Buy a mattress, get a free pillow. Enjoy 10% discount instantly, nationwide. Take advantage. Enjoy Royal Foam. Enjoy the best.
Call Royal Foam today on 020-227-1000 for more information.
Royal Foam. Rest assured.
Wow! Kofi, is that your new car? It's very stylish.
Yes, it's the Volkswagen Polo Sedan with over 600,000 sold worldwide and now available in Ghana. It comes with a 1.6-liter automatic petrol engine and 105 horsepower. It is well equipped with a durable design, reliable safety features, and built with German quality standard. Linda, this car is value for money. It even comes with a 3-year, 120,000-kilometer warranty. It gives me great driving pleasure every day.
That's impressive. I would like to own one too.
Well, contact Universal Motors Limited on 0544 338 804 to own yours now.
Bringing you a sound you can feel.
Boy 99.7 FM, and I really don't know how you're feeling right now. If you watched that documentary on our Facebook live or on our YouTube channel, then you must know what I mean when I say that was truly traumatic. But we need to make sense of it, all right? So we're going to talk to those who can help us understand exactly how such a thing can happen and whether we're all at risk of such, such incompetence causing injury or death to us in our healthcare facilities. Now, before we get into that conversation, let me remind you the attention of the Electricity Company of Ghana has been drawn to activities of fraudsters who call ECG customers in the name of ECG to make payments to certain mobile money accounts so that they can access ECG services. Please pay attention to this, okay? It could happen to you. Customers should please note that ECG staff do not demand payments for services through phone calls. It will never happen. Customers are strongly advised to personally initiate transactions through the ECG Power app or through the short code *226# for any payments that need to be made. The ECG mobile app, ECG Power, can be downloaded from the ECG website, which is ecg.com.gh, or from the Play Store or App Store for convenience, so that you can transact business with ECG. Customers can also visit any ECG office if you need help to access the ECG mobile app or any other ECG service. Management of ECG would like to take this opportunity to urge all customers to beware of these fraudsters and please report such incidents to the security agencies or to the nearest ECG office so that you can be assisted. And ECG can also be assisted to track and bring these fraudsters to book. Help ECG serve you better.
And the Ghana Revenue Authority reminds all VAT, NHIL, and Get Fund Levy registered businesses that VAT, NHIL, Get Fund Levy, and Communication Service tax returns for April 2023 should be submitted to the VAT, submitted on the VAT, NHIL, Get Fund Levy, and CST return form not later than Wednesday, the 31st of May 2023, which is the last working day of the month. File your VAT, NHIL, Get Fund Levy, and CST returns early and avoid payment of penalties. For VAT, NHIL, Get Fund Levy, the penalty is 500 Ghana cedis and a further penalty of 10 Ghana cedis for each day the return is not submitted. For CST operators, late filing of returns attracts a pecuniary penalty of 2,000 Ghana cedis and a further penalty of 500 Ghana cedis for each day the return is not submitted. We encourage taxpayers to file their returns online via taxpayersportal.com. And also to note that in line with GRA's cashless policy, both check and cash payments should be made at any of the 23 designated banks, the Ghana.gov platform, or via USSD code *222#. Remember to submit the April 2023 returns not later than Wednesday, the 31st of May, which is the last working day of the month, and avoid paying penalties. Kindly get in touch with us by email on info@gra.gov.gh or by WhatsApp on 055 2990000 or 0200 631664.
All right, let's get some answers. Now, you may have heard of Hephra. Okay, it's an institution that is supposed to regulate this space. Hephra stands for Health Facilities Regulatory Agency. We'll be speaking to their registrar, Dr. Philip Yao Bano, in just a moment. But first, let's fill in a few gaps. Okay, Evans Mensah Ajiamo is the one who produced this documentary for the Fourth Estate. He joins us on the phone right now. Evans, thanks for your time. I think the first question that everybody has on their minds is, these two hospitals where the quack midwife was employed, where are they? Give us the names and the locations of these two hospitals.
The first facility is the New Generation Medical Center, and the other is the Adams Facility Specialist Clinic. They are all located at South Odoko, near Dansoman, here in Accra.
So the first one is New Generation Medical Center in South Odoko. Okay.
Yes.
And the other one is?
Adams Family Specialist Clinic.
Adams.
Also at the South Odoko.
Family. So they are not far from each other?
No, they are 3 kilometers apart.
Wow. Okay. Now, the second clinic is the one that denied employing Mrs. Kui, right?
Yes.
But you interviewed her on their premises, am I right?
That's true.
Okay, so first of all, walk me through your interaction with the owner of Adams Family Specialist Clinic from the first time you interacted with him until the end of this work. What was his story?
So on the first occasion when we spoke to him, he admitted that indeed there's somebody called Francisca Kwe at the facility, but she is a midwife assistant. That at the time we met him, she was on probation at the facility. All right, that was the admission that he made to us.
Right.
And that he said we should bring a letter demanding for an interview, and then he can then forward the letter to the owners of the facility.
Your call has been put on hold. Please wait.
Yeah, please continue.
Yes, that was what he said. So when we took the letter there, hoping to have an interview with him, he called us on February 11th that we should come for the interview. And then we got there, and then he gave us a response from the facility that they are unable to grant us the interview because there is no such person as Francis, who is a midwife with the facility. The only person he could remember was Francisca Kwe, who was on probation as a midwife assistant, but has since resigned and left the facility. Right. So he can't speak to us regarding her practice because of the third-party information. So we try to convey that if indeed she was here, then he can give us an information about her and then her practice. But she said no, he won't do that unless we secure a court order compelling him to grant us the interview.
Right. Now, at the end of the documentary, it says that the lady is now on the run.
Yes.
Which institutions are pursuing her? Who is she on the run from?
Well, so when we interviewed her to confirm some of the things we spoke to the victims about, we understand that when the man told us that she resigned, she went into hiding. And we understand now that she now owns a facility, a maternity home around Kaswa area.
Say that again, please. Say that again. Evans, say that again, please. She now does what?
We understand she now has a maternity home around Kaswa.
She now owns a maternity home?
Yes.
Okay.
But we are unable to locate that facility since Westwood.
Okay. All right. Evans, thank you very much for the updates and for filling in some of those gaps for us. We appreciate it. Dr. Philip Albano is the registrar of Hephra, Health Facilities Regulatory Agency. Dr. Bano, it's a pleasure to have you on the show. Good morning to you. Right, I understand we're working to connect to Dr. Bano. Let's take some messages. When we come back, we'll hear from Hephra.
The Ghana Chamber of Mines presents the 5th edition of the Ghana Mining and Energy Summit from the 7th to the 9th of June 2023 at the Accra International Conference Center. The theme for this event is Harnessing Mining and Energy Potential for Sustainable National Development. Join us for 3 days of thought-provoking discussions with industry experts, top business executives, government officials in and outside Ghana's mining sector. There will be opportunities for B2B meetings, networking, collaboration, and exhibition of products. Come and discover the latest trends in technologies and innovations in mining and energy sector. Register now and be part of this prestigious event. Visit www.ghanaminingsummit.com to register or email info@ghanaminingsummit.com for more details.
There you go. You're welcome back. And Dr. Philip Albano joins us. He's the Registrar of Health Facilities Regulatory Agency, Hephra. Dr. Bano, thanks for your time. Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, you've listened to the documentary. A truly troubling situation. Help us understand, first of all, what is the role of Hephra when it comes to institutions like the two where Francis Kakwe worked, New Generation Medical Center and Adams Family Specialist Clinic?
All right. Thank you, and greetings to your many listeners. I'm getting an echo back.
It's fine. We can hear you quite clearly, so please proceed.
All right.
If you can turn off your radio, that might help.
I'm not on radio.
Oh, you're not? Okay. We can hear you. Please go ahead.
All right. Yes, I heard what he said up to the point where he said he was interviewing the lady on the premises, and then that is when the line dropped off. So everything that was said after that, I missed that. But with respect to your question, what is the role of Hephra? Hephra, as you said, is a health facilities regulatory agency. We have the mandate to inspect hospitals, license them, monitor them, and then respond to issues just like this. So I thank you for bringing the spotlight on this issue. There are many, unfortunately, there's a lot of these things going on. There are about 15,000 health facilities in the country, and we are only 125 employees. And there are some regions where we don't even have a single office to monitor. But that's a challenge that we have. When I became aware of this, I think about 9 people last night. And this morning, we dispatched officers to these two facilities to evaluate what's going on, and then what disciplinary action to take against them. The responsibility lies with the ownership or the management of the facility. Everyone that you have to make sure that the person is qualified, especially when you are dealing with technical people. So we have a database of who are doctors, nurses, midwives, sonographers, radiographers. You can name any specialty or training. Government maintains database. So I don't know why a facility that want to deliver quality care will not check, because that is what you do. And if you don't know where to look, you can turn to Hephra and we can check it for you. For our purposes, when someone applies to establish a facility, we go and inspect the place, and we check all the employees. That is first thing that we do. The second thing is check the infrastructure. Make sure it's fit for purpose. Then we check the required equipment before we issue license. In the checking for personnel, we check against the database. It's a nurse, a nurse. It's a doctor, a dentist, a dentist. Even to the therapist and all those things. But the question is, after you leave, who do they bring in? Or even there are some people that they may not provide the list because they know there are some issues there. And then the law says that you must have a minimum number of people to have. So maybe they have, say they have 6 people working there, they give you 6 who are qualified. But then they go and hire other people. So that's where our monitoring is coming. The monitoring is supposed to be annually, and it must be announced. So they know when you are coming. Unless we get a report like this or someone reports an incident, then we make unannounced visits and enter premises and so on and so forth. And so this is how we monitor the state of affairs. And this is pretty bad. And it's unfortunate that it went on without someone noticing and stopping it earlier than that. But once we are involved, we will make the necessary referrals, and then we will discipline both ownership and management of the facility.
Now, Dr. Bano, if you look at your act, and you've been talking about it, your act also says you should regularly assess health facilities for certification and accreditation. In that same act, it talks about regulating and monitoring activities to determine the adequacy and standard of health care being provided. So must you necessarily announce all the time, bearing in mind that some of these persons could be hiding unqualified persons? And as you agree, if you have reports, you do unannounced. So why not make it unannounced regularly to be able to get this?
The policy of routine is we are going for routine monitoring. You must inform them. But when you have a report or a tip that something is wrong, then you can enter the facility unannounced.
Right.
And there are some facilities that will also put a resistance. So I think that there's a need to beef up the law a bit, where you cannot deny entry to health Hephra officers when they come in unannounced.
So currently, an institution can deny Hephra entry?
And yeah, the institution can, unless we have a tip or something that we are investigating. So there's a complaint.
Right.
This file. Then we can come in unannounced.
Interesting.
And then we are limited to what we can photocopy, materials that we can take, and so on and so forth.
So you explained earlier that every healthcare institution must be registered and licensed by Hephra. So,
Yes.
and you've sent officers to New Generation and Adams institutions this morning. So obviously you must have checked your records first. Are these 2 institutions registered with Hephra?
Yes, yes,
and
they
licensed?
are registered. And that woman was not listed.
Interesting.
Was not listed. See, that is the funny thing they do. They know there must be an issue. So she's not listed as an employee on the application.
So in such a case where there is obvious, indications of wrongdoing and complicity by the owners because they left her name out.
Yes.
What happens? What's the procedure for sanction? What can Hephra do to such an institution?
Absolutely. We have a wide range of sanctions if approved by the board, including referral to even the Attorney General's office for prosecution. And that's what I've been saying. Hephra is an agency. I wish we were an authority or a commission. Then you have more power to exercise some of these authorities. But as it is, the board will have to approve. And then if they think that it borders on criminality, then they authorize referral to the Attorney General's office. But the sanctions line is revocation of license. They can be fined, and then individual professional bodies. So, she's not even a midwife, so you can't refer to midwifery council. So, but the owner or the practitioner in charge, if it's doctors, you can refer them to medical and dental council for professional discipline at that level. This individual, since she's not really a midwife, then the only thing is referred to the police.
So is it a crime to impersonate a midwife?
Yes, it's a crime to impersonate as a health professional.
Right. Now, earlier I was asking whether it's an indication of wrongdoing if they didn't add her name to the list they sent to you. But institutions don't have to send you the list, the name of everyone who works there, do they?
No. That's the thing. It is minimum number required. So that's based on bed capacity.
So let me get this straight. Yeah, Dr. Bano, let me get this straight. Currently, under our laws, someone can set up a healthcare institution.
Right.
They can employ people who are not qualified. They're
not supposed to.
But they can. I'm saying what can be done. They can employ people who are not qualified. They can prevent the regulator, that's you, from entering their premises. And even after things have gone wrong, you would have to do an investigation before you can determine whether they need to be shut down or not. But currently, as we speak, there could be institutions across the country, 15,000 institutions. There could be any number of them employing unqualified people as healthcare professionals. That is the fact, is it?
Unfortunately, if people want to do the wrong thing, whatever measures you put in place, they can find a way around it. But the measures we have are sufficient for people who want to do the right and they want to follow. If someone would deliberately hire someone who is not the nurse, the person knows he's doing the wrong thing.
But Dr. Bano, you say the measures are sufficient, but you admit that you have only 125 employees in total.
Right.
For 15,000. So the measures cannot be sufficient, can they?
We don't even have a single employee.
You've talked about a deficiency in manpower. You've talked about a deficiency in the laws.
Yes.
So how can you say that the measures are sufficient?
Manpower is not because of the law. Manpower is logistics to hire. But in terms of policy, when you apply, you the proprietor or the owner, these rules are explained to you. You cannot hire someone to be a nurse if the person is not a nurse. You know that. A midwife, you know that. Then, besides the proprietor ownership, we require a technical person to be the provider in charge. So if it is a maternity home, it's a midwife. If it's a health center, it's a physician assistant. If it's a clinic, it's a doctor. Are you with me? And as a professional, we hold you accountable that it is your duty to make sure that even if management hires someone that is not technically competent, technically sound, to perform any technical work, report to us. That is why we issue license in the name of the technical person. So you cannot get a license for a clinic, no matter how much money or how nice the place is, if there isn't a doctor or a dentist. Because we hold him or her to that technical standard.
Great. Now, these monitoring and visits to the facilities that you talked about earlier, which you say ought to be announced, Bearing in mind that you have issues with logistics and challenges, who funds these, monitoring visits?
Unfortunately, it's the facility itself.
So
they have to pay for us to come.
Oh, the hospital you're going to has to pay you before you come.
Yes, they have to pay money, fees, and we use their fees to do the monitoring.
So if they don't pay you, you don't go there.
That is the difficulty. It's one of the difficulties we have.
And if you go there, it means they paid you to be there. So how can you be objective in doing your job?
We have people who are objective. It's not there. It's not there because there's a database. If you submit me a name and it's not there, we can't help. So that's how we work with it.
You know what? I want to say a big thank you to you, Dr. Bano. Clearly, at this point, it's obvious that there is a lot of work to be done to keep us safe. So, I mean, what is the advice for me? If I'm going to a hospital tomorrow, what can I do to ensure that I'm being treated by people who are actually qualified? What can I do?
Very good. Look for the Hephra license. Okay, look for the Hephra license. They should hang it in the hallway or a place where proprietors or clients or patients can see.
But how can I even be confident in that if they paid you for it?
No, don't say that. Don't say they paid me for it.
That's what you told us.
It's part of a monitoring fee or license fee, and if you don't qualify, we don't give it. There are several people who pay this when they apply for a license, and if you don't qualify, we don't issue it. There are several people who are waiting to get a license, but until you qualify, we don't approve it. And so it's not fair to say they paid for it. That's a bit of an overstatement.
So the advice is look for a Hephra.
Because that is the beginning of ensuring that there's quality care. Because there's a person named on that license.
Right.
The person is responsible for making sure that quality standards are adhered to. And that person will be verified. That is in good standing, and the person has a free and clear license from the professional body.
Okay.
That is where to start.
All right. Dr. Bano, this is obviously the beginning of a dialogue, so we're hoping to engage you more on this very important issue. Thank you very much for your time with us this morning. That's Dr. Philip Albano. He's the Registrar of Health Facilities Regulatory Agency. Ray.
When I have an emergency, quite frankly, I cannot find, and there is no way I'll be able to identify any Hephra sign. Let's be fair. If you've been in a serious condition before, you're struggling to breathe, you're struggling, and they are looking for the nearest health facility for you, your competence may not be. You only trust institutions you are used to. And there are times that those institutions don't have beds. So the ones available, the one closest to you, may be where you will go to. The expectation is that when you walk into any of these institutions, everybody from the person you meet at the entrance is qualified and capable. And you see, merely being qualified doesn't mean that they'll not make mistakes or they'll actually not be negligent. So that's a different thing altogether. But the bare minimum is that everybody who says they work in that institution ought to be qualified to do so. Again, all that I'm hearing here is that, we are supposed to do a very wonderful work, but we are incapable of doing because we are understaffed, and all the other things that plagues basically all our regulatory institutions in the country is being repeated here. It's almost like the structure is not fit for purpose. Ask yourself today, how many of these kind of women are out there in various hospitals, institutions, the one you trust, the one you don't know about, the one which is supposed to be actually giving you details, because she could be working there without her name being of the official role given to Hephra. And so many of these other staffs are put on board because the hospitals don't want to either pay enough for the right people to be there, or they cannot pay them. Somebody ought to be looking out for the ordinary person in these circumstances.
I want to leave you with this thought as we take a break. Hephra says when you go to an institution, you want to be sure that you are being dealt with by professionals. Look out for the Hephra certificate hanging on the wall. Let me remind you that these two institutions where Francis Kakwe worked have Hephra certificates hanging on their wall. We're taking a break. We'll be back.
Is a good time to have a break. Introducing Munchie Anytime Crackers. It's perfect for break times, party times, movie times, and snack times. Savor the moment. Enjoy Munchie Anytime Crackers anytime. Munchie Anytime Crackers. It's light and tasty.
This advert is FDA approved.
My people, Philadelphia. Our very own Adansi Travels is 10 years old. I hope you remember what they did on their 5th anniversary with a 555 figure and even the power of 8.
Then this will be a 10-day thing.
That is right. We are going on a 10-day adventure in Dubai on a chartered Emirates flight full of Adansi travelers from 10th to 19th August. And starting from $1,650, you can be part of this Adansi-licious 10th anniversary tour. The rate covers flight, hotel accommodation, breakfast, visa, airport transfer, tours, and Adansi at 10 mega party at Dubai Desert Camp with the legendary Samini.
Adansi Travelers Tour. It survived the 10th anniversary. That will be a part of this.
You can pay a minimum of $500 to book your seat and pay the rest till 15th July. Contact Adansi Travels now on 0595 500 817 or 055 631 0404 to book your spot now. Adansi Travels. Feel life's beauty.
Foreman, how can I say the screening be smooth, perfect, where it drive fast like that?
Contractor, I always dey tell you say interface self-leveling screen be the best solution. It dey drive fast, where it dey make the job neat. In fact, it pass analog. This be original digital interface self-leveling screen.
Hey, babe, I hear you, interface man.
Interface Limited is the leading supplier and installer of finishing input materials for the building and construction industry in Ghana. Call us on 0274 9999 or visit our website at
www.interfacelimited.net. Facebook Interface Limited GH. Instagram interface.limited.
Someone smells great here and fresh, my love. I wish I could stay in the shower all day. I know, right? Nothing beats a bath with geisha soap. It smells so good, it lasts long, and it's enriched with natural ingredients that work wonders for my skin.
And it now comes with a fresh new look, giving us even more reasons to love our geisha bar.
New and improved geisha soap. Great you look, better fragrance, same natural ingredients, still all lost. This advert is FDA approved.
Be strong and last long. Like geisha.
Say donut, 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 donut. Hey, donut, 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 donut. Donut, donut. Then come cotton. Donut, donut, donut. Malaria super donut. Everybody follow not sa malaria. A 3D till no not now. Won't toe malaria too. Popo. What mean the day? I want the num donut. A dabako. Num donut. A damienu. Num donut. A damiensa. Num donut. No. Lonat scatter malaria. Lonat ide scatter malaria.
A quality product from Blaze GVS Pharma. Yenshishemu hu se malaria wa wumujam ansana wanum Lonat. Na nam yensearch na malaria no daso wo hwa ko hu dokota.
This advert is FDA approved.
Welcome back. It's the Super Morning Show on Joy, and your response to this is immense. So many of your stories coming through, and we are going to share a bunch of them with you in just a moment. First, though, let me remind you that kingdomstoreonline.com is the one website you need to visit today. Write it down, or save it on your phone. Go check out all the new stuff from Kingdom Books and Stationery. You can deliver, they can deliver for free If you're in Accra or Tema, terms and conditions do apply. At Kingdom, quality and affordability are their hallmarks.
So now it's your time to enjoy the Royal Foam mattress at an affordable rate. Things are really hard and prices of goods and services are on the rise every day. And that's why Royal Foam is bringing to you a sales promo dubbed Wunsu Wumreni. It's your time to enjoy a 10% discount on the current prices of our mattresses. Yes, 10% discount with free pillows in addition. So rush to all Royal Foam shops and get a 10% discount on every mattress purchased, as well as enjoy our free pillows. Call us on 0202 271 1000 020 227 1000 for more information. Royal Foam, rest assured.
Now here's some good news for small to medium scale business owners. With SME Plus, you get to manage all your operational cost in communication. This service will allow you to choose from affordable packages and enjoy talk time, SMS, data and business content all bundled into one subscription. The other exciting news is you get free on-net calls every Monday from 7 a.m. until 7 p.m. Just dial *5060# to sign up today. You can WhatsApp or call 0244 308 111 for more information and stay connected everywhere you go.
So every time we eat food and sugars are trapped between our teeth, leading to tooth decay, gum disease, and in some cases, foul breath. Well, brushing your teeth every morning and night with Pepsodent Cavity Fighter gives your teeth the protection they need, leaving you with 10 times stronger teeth. Pepsodent Cavity Fighter is fortified with profluoride and microcalcium ingredients, sealing tiny and invisible holes in your teeth, and this prevents cavities, keeps your teeth strong and mouth healthy. Pepsodent Cavity Fighter, maximum cavity protection, 10 times stronger teeth. Pepsodent is recommended by the Ghana Dental Association. There are 2 other highly effective variants of Pepsodent on the market. Pepsodent Charcoal, made with a fine blend of activated charcoal and lemon essence. Pepsodent Charcoal White gently polishes away tooth stains and naturally restores your bright smile. Pepsodent Herbal for our herbal lovers. Try Pepsodent Herbal toothpaste formulated from carefully selected natural extracts and uniquely blended herbs. Pepsodent Herbal releases, repairs, and protects gum tissues while giving you strong teeth. You can get Pepsodent at any shop near you. Call our customer care center on toll-free 0800 2030. Always remember to brush your teeth in the morning and before you sleep at night. Pepsodent, every smile matters.
All right. Your stories are heartbreaking. I'm seeing a bunch of them coming through. Twitter is no exception, Ray.
Now, Rocky Kofi says, a physiotherapist directed me to buy a drug at a specific pharmacy. But later after the purchase, I realized that the price was doubled as compared to the other pharmaceutical shops. Express says, my son got sick and was admitted to a hospital in Kumasi. The most horrible thing was when the medical student was in charge of treating my son. And the most painful part was that we found out that at the point that the student used Google search. And Rezi Jr. says, a lab technician who happened to be a schoolmate choked me with their needle 5 times before getting the right vein. Oh, so
stabbed him.
Yes,
the needle.
The way he said it, choked out. Maybe he meant choke.
Which is not an English word.
Yes.
Stabbed is what he wants to say.
I asked the senior technician, why am I being treated that way? And he said she's new there and the first patient she attended to. I nearly beat that guy, but I understood later on. This is what's being... Rexy says, now, Paco Shola says, in 2018, my wife and I had our first child at the hospital. The initial bill the hospital gave us was quadrupled just because of the negligence of the midwife at post. It took grace for my wife to survive. The nurses at post were super demanding and intolerant. At Brighter Siosa, when I was 6 years old, and I was given the wrong injection by a nurse at a hospital somewhere in Ashaman. That same day, I couldn't walk anymore. My right leg has not been the same anymore. The nurse even denied giving an injection. Just a day after we reported the incident, Nyameke says, I went to a private hospital 2 weeks ago with a severe stomach pain. I was given first aid and with acute appendicitis and was asked to pay 14K cedis for surgery. I decided to get referred to a much more reputable hospital for the surgery. Upon further tests at the facility, it was confirmed that I had been wrongly diagnosed and I rather had peptic ulcer. I was treated and discharged. I have been operated upon because of a wrong diagnosis. Jabil Umar says, a pharmacy gave me drugs and the charge was 1,020 cedis. My girlfriend, who is a pharmacy assistant, says those drugs should cost me only 200 cedis. So some of the messages you're sharing with us, yeah.
So many of these stories. Oh, goodness. All right. Now, this one says, thanks for the documentary. Please, can't we sanction Hephra for not performing their regulatory and monitoring role well? We have many agencies in this country who are supposed to go on the field to monitor and supervise what is going on, but they sit in their offices and get paid every month for no work done. Ghana is bleeding. Let's get these regulatory institutions to work. My heart goes out to those affected. And even requested CS to save me from the pain and the consequences of the BP. Nothing was done. A third doctor on night duty after inspection at around 10 to 11 p.m. immediately requested for the OBG's attention. Second doctor was called in, and upon further checks, I was scheduled for immediate CS as they were losing the baby's heartbeat. Unfortunately, we lost the baby and were given medication to induce birthing of the dead baby, as the previous medication ceased the initial natural labor. It was also another painful journey until 5:03 a.m. My good OBG came the following morning and was upset by the mess. It's been 17 years and I have not been able to conceive again. Age is catching up with me and I don't know if or when I will be able to have another one. So sad. And that is Baby, who writes to us from Spintex. Oh, my heart goes out to you, Baby. Good morning, Kojo. This is shocking indeed. I can't understand why this woman's picture has not been published for her to be arrested. Well, her video is now on Facebook Live. Go to Joy 99.7 FM, you'll see it. We take a blasé attitude towards everything. No excuses from the regulator or Hephra should be entertained. Children have died, presumably, and imagine the near-death experiences of their mothers. We should bow our heads in shame, and people should be fired. We do not learn, but we are allergic to sanctions as a nation. My God, Ghana gets worse each time, and that is our joyous lament from Adenta. This one says, I went to a hospital at Mampong a few years ago for treatment because I was ill. I was treated for malaria and discharged without lab test. I started having the same symptoms about a week after, so I returned to the same hospital. The lady medical doctor examined me and asked me to see the pharmacist for medication. I asked her humbly what was the problem with me. She retorted embarrassingly, can't you see it's malaria? Don't you know the symptoms of malaria? I then told her I was given the same drugs a week ago and I didn't see any improvement, so I would prefer a lab test. She reluctantly, in fact, waited for about 3 to 4 minutes before issuing the request to the lab, as if to say, no, I'm not going to do it. But the sternness in my attitude prevented her from refusing. So when I brought the lab results, lo and behold, there was no malaria parasite in my blood. She then changed the drugs, but didn't find it prudent to apologize for her careless and wicked behavior. Since then, I've never visited that hospital when I'm ill. That's Newton's experience. He's in a Kropong Pim. And there are so many more of these. I wish we could read them all. So many more of such experiences. Ghana is in trouble, I've got to say. We're back after these.
The system has nothing on her. Those in power fear what she can do. She is Madame, and she is here. On one hand, she's a humanitarian, and on the other, she's using them to seduce men in power for favors. Madame is a new drama series that explores the evils of an uncontrolled system where young women are exploited. Showing Mondays to Fridays at 8 p.m. on Aquaba Magic, DSTV channel 150, and Go TV channel 102. Stay connected on Star 759 Harsh.
Prepare for an unforgettable theatrical experience as Image Bureau, in partnership with April Communications and Joy FM, present A Detective Calls.
You must apologize to her at once. Apologize for what? Doing my duty?
The most intriguing play of the year returns to the National Theatre, Saturday 3rd and Sunday 4th June, for 2 captivating shows each day at 4 p.m. and 8 p.m.
It didn't seem like such a terrible thing at the time. Don't you understand?
Grab a ticket for this highly anticipated rerun for only 150 cities at Kuala, Airport Shell, Nalim Stores, Petronas Hotel, Frankie's, or online at www.imagebrogh.com or dial *713*101#, supported by Neeplant Car Rentals, Digicraft, Daily Guide, sponsors The Sport Furniture, Saka Homes, A Detective Calls.
Because you're not the kind of father a chap could come to when you're in trouble. That's why. Hey, don't talk to me like that.
This is not a comedy.
We have begun the One Village, One Dam initiative, and you here in Bogo can see for yourself. 570 are being built.
One village, one dam. After the fanfare, we go back to Ayopia in the Bongo district of the Upper East region, where it all started.
Somebody should be answering the questions. Why? What happened? We need to hold people accountable. We can't just say it has failed, therefore that be it.
How much is the average cost of the dam?
It's from between 230 to 250,000. The highest is the 250,000.
But how much was really spent? Thirsty Dams, a Johnny's Hotline documentary by Jojo Kobina. Coming soon.
Coffee in your cup. Enjoy.
Should we read a couple more Yeah, okay, there's one here. It says, "Good morning, Kojo and Winston. This means that we shouldn't be too convinced or satisfied when we see displayed certificates in our various institutions. We have to probe further, do our own individual investigations." And that's a message from Harriet. Charlie, can we do that? I mean, can we investigate every member of staff that's going to touch us in a hospital?
In what state? I mean, worst case scenario, that you are in an emergency. Let's say there's an accident. Who's going to do that investigation? That's why we have farmed it up to an institution who's supposed to guarantee us, merely because the place exists, merely because you have actually gotten a certificate for it. That standard should prevail. That's all.
And you know, the time when you need people to be the most professional is when you are the most vulnerable.
Yeah.
When you are in the least position to look after yourself. That's when you need them to be the most professional. How do you check? Charlie? Somewhere. Anyway, thank you so much for joining us for today's conversation. It was really an important one, an eye-opener. And we keep getting messages, so many of your messages coming through. I wish we could share them all. But listen, that's what we do here. We have the important conversations that lead to solutions. And tomorrow, we have another one. You remember Winston was quite adamant last week when we had this conversation about whether people would lie for their to get a visa to leave Ghana. Winston was very adamant that, look, there are opportunities in Ghana. People went after him for it. People suggested he was wrong.
That there
are opportunities in Ghana. So people were defending their, reasons for wanting to leave because there's nothing here, no opportunity here. But Winston was adamant, and I think it has opened the debate. The question is, are there opportunities in Ghana? This is the same country where we are now importing artisans from Togo and Ivory Coast to come and work here. Mm-hmm. So are we right when we say there are no opportunities? This is the same country where we have we are unable to substitute imports because nobody is producing anything locally. Mm-hmm. So are we sure that there are no opportunities? Or do we mean there are no jobs, like employment? Is that what we mean when we say opportunities?
See, I know people who are employed, right? I know professors, people in extremely, this is rare situations of employment that they are needed. The only thing preventing them from leaving this country, they say, "Oh, my kids are too young. I'm not so sure of the kind of socialization they will get elsewhere." That is the only thing preventing them from leaving this country. People with the level of education that you'll be so proud of, to them, it's a dead end in the Republic of Ghana.
Winston disagrees.
Yeah.
Tomorrow it's going to be an interesting debate because this is a conversation about our national development. Mm-hmm. We've got to this point where there is such despondency among young people. We go on social media and the general trend is that I have to leave. There's nothing here. In fact, even if you suggest to them that there are opportunities, they will get angry with you. Because which opportunities? People are waking up in the morning and by evening time they haven't got anything to eat. They haven't got any work to do. And to them, there's nothing. There's no option. But at the same time, Winston is saying, stop and look around you. There are needs to be fulfilled. There are people willing to pay you to fulfill their needs. Are you taking full advantage of them? Is it every one of them that you need a degree to do? Or can you put your ears to the ground and produce something that is needed by
when you engage in shoddy jobs and the next time you're not invited to do a job, you shout and say there are no opportunities in Ghana. But the same job, I mean, last time when we were having that conversation, that tailor who has kept somebody's material for 2 months, you think if he goes for the material, he'll go and give it back to the tailor? He will not give it back to the tailor.
So for that tailor, there are no opportunities.
Meanwhile, I see tailors who are driving. Look, there's a tailor called Big Lomo, Captain Bay, and all of them. If you go to Big Loom, if you have Captain Bay, the one who sews these clothes that I wear sometimes, this Captain Bay, okay. For me, he will
what's up, Captain Bay?
For you, he probably would take 1,000 Ghana cedis from you. Call Captain Bay today and say, Captain Bay, I did it for Araba Kumson. I said, Araba needed to give someone a gift. Captain Bay just said, how does the person look like? He produced one immediately and became Araba's customer. There's another person who will wait for 2 months. He will be the first to shout, there are no opportunities in the country.
There are opportunities for some people. For other people, there are no opportunities.
Okay.
I think the bigger question really is that if you are born in the Republic of Ghana, and I mean, I don't want to develop a nation. I'm choosing. You choose the country of your choice. Now, let's do one of the
developed countries.
Not developed. Okay, maybe anywhere close to.
Maybe you can choose Nigeria. The Nigerians who are around.
No. That's not part. You see, that's not a conversation. We are not comparing ourselves with Nigeria. What are you saying? The people of this republic, the blaster of Africa, it's not Nigeria standard. And we have known this way from 66.
This is why this conversation is important. Okay, I'm going to leave
Nigeria.
I'm going to leave you guys with a question. I wanted to buy, a piece of technology. I saw it advertised on social media, so I inboxed the person and I said,
those guys.
And I said, how much is this? It was a little camera. I said, how much is this camera? The person responded and said, you won't say please.
No, we are not serious.
So my money is not going to him. He's probably complaining to his family that business is hard. Meanwhile, when a customer asked you the price of your product, you say you should say please.
But what's preventing you from saying please?
Hey, my brother, my money says please. My money is polite enough. If you don't want it, it will go elsewhere. So are there opportunities in Ghana or not? Tomorrow, that's our conversation. Stay with us for it. But listen, stay with joy because we've got great programming coming up throughout the day. Until we are together again tomorrow morning, thank you so much for listening. And stay safe out there. We're back with another edition of the Super Morning Show. Until then, my name is Koji Yankson. I'm the Morning Man.